Choo-choo! Here we are with another race! Sorry for this loud noise, but we apparently have a hype train, so we have to be a bit hyped, don't we? So, hello everyone! Another Ocarina of Time Randomizer Season 3 match. This time, Koloosu, number 22, versus Cfalcon, number 24. I brought to you a wonderful British commentary trio. How are you guys doing?
I'm very well, thank you very much for asking.
I'm all good.
Tally-ho, toodle-pip. What?
Spiffing?
It's a British stream.
What ho, chimp?
I say.
Goodness gracious, we have a hype train.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
You can already tell this is going to be an amazing race. You can already tell this is off to like the best start, right?
Like the best start.
I feel like I'm betraying my British heritage by drinking coffee and not tea, but can we, suspend our imagination?
Coffee? Are you? I'm so disappointed you broke me out of character. Jesus.
I live entirely on Monster, so I'm not like...
Me too, yeah. But, at least that's better than coffee.
Well, I'm having a whale of a time. Thank you for asking.
Alrighty, so... Two players who were kind of close in the seeding made a bit of a run. A couple of, little upsets in there on the way through, I think. But, losers bracket match, so the loser of this is out, and the winner will face either What the Hells or Engineer.
Easy, mate.
That's a rough lot for the runner who gets the W. But we've got to get through this race first.
Well, yeah, it's going to be Engineer because What the Hell Happened can only ever come second in these tourneys. So he has to be Engineer to become second at the end.
The thing is, it's rough for whoever wins this, but you've got to think it's rougher for whoever loses, right?
They're only out of the tourney. What does that matter?
There'll be other ones. They'll be fine. Totally.
And we're off!
Okay, Caller wins the tuning competition, hands down.
What?
I'm not sure either of them win.
No chance.
Yeah!
Easy Falcon.
Well, I don't know, the minty green.
I don't like the murky, boring colours. They're not. Neither's great, but Falcon's.
I kind of dislike them both equally. It is literally mint, and I can't stand mint. And then you've just got poor beggar boy Cola, who's found a rag off the street. Is
this what was happening?
I've got to strengthen my nose.
British comms immediately turn into Oliver Twist.
Yes. Absolutely.
Just need to ham up the Cockney, I think.
Actual Oliver Twist Cockney. I'm not going to attempt to put on a Cockney accent. I think it's safer for everyone that doesn't happen.
I was going to make jokes about Oliver Twist versus C. Fagin, but...
Oh,
nice!
Oh, goodness, that's kind of alright. Also, big shout-outs to the tons of subs we've had over the past 5-10 minutes, even including during the countdown. Hype train's still going. What even triggers that? Is that just it triggers whenever it feels like it, or?
I think it's a high number at once, but
right.
It's based on the standard for the channel, I think.
Okay. All right, Star Hammer Rock is a stone of agony. Beautiful. Brilliant. That's the hint you want to read first. So Cola is gonna perfectly show off and demonstrate the front Deku Tree strat by getting the hint via the front of the tree and not behind, and definitely not mess it up. And he messed it up. And just like that, he's already lost time.
Yeah. There we go. First try. Nice.
I'm sorry, Cola. And double defense on 50 skulls, so no one is seeing that white outline today. I think it was Cola I was speaking to about this, actually, that I have never actually seen someone pull that off perfectly the first time, and they've always just lost time by not going around the back.
I think I've seen it exactly once, yeah.
So
I
I've
don't
only
even remember
seen
who it was.
I was gonna say, I've only seen it a handful of times myself, but I can't recall.
Ooh,
Get
a
it right.
stick upgrade.
That is very handy.
Bold claims from Machilla saying he doesn't fail it. I'm going to go back on your streams and prove that you fail it. I'm convinced everyone fails it. Alright. Both into the tree today. Let's see if there's anything decent.
Did they both do sword chest?
Yes, they just did it at slightly different times.
So already, Cola has like a bit of a lead already just on sequencing and movement, I guess.
Oh, only Falcon did sword, okay. Cool. I thought... so no, Falcon did it
that
before Midos. I wasn't sure if Cola did it after. But
Right, that makes
yes,
sense.
not.
Okay.
To be fair, that would be like really odd if Cola suddenly had like a 90-second lead just going into the Deku tree.
Deku tree with a whole lot of nothing so far though. I say that with like not even halfway, but
I mean, the stick upgrade, I deem that as way of the hero. I'm not sure about you guys. But if I have a stick upgrade, then I'm doing well this seed.
Yeah, I mean, to get that like this early in the seed is always useful because it just spares you a lot of farming for money. So
Means you don't have to worry about saving them or scumming them and not getting some of the sculptures in here either. You can pick up all of the skulls, which might come in handy.
oh, are we gonna get the Baron Deku hint at the end of this?
oh, I hope so. Only for the viewers' benefits, not for the runners.
Yeah, they both have Temple of Time, like double Deku Baron, and
I think a Baron DC thrown in there as well, I find would be, quite annoying.
I just like the
TC is bad.
I just like the idea of them getting the Deku hint because they've both done early Deku, but they don't know that the other person has. So if they get that hint at like Temple of Time, they're gonna be like, "Oh no, what if the other person managed to skip it all?"
Oh,
There we
Never
go.
mind. Never mind.
There we go. Everything's fine. Deku tree is flawless start. Which, thankfully, they've both done first. And getting that right before the B1 skip feels real nice. Not so much to these guys, who don't have to worry about failing B1 skip several times in a row. But when you're me, it's really nice to find bombs.
Bombs are probably the item that change up your opening route the most, though, right? Like, where do you go from here?
I mean, for me, I think this makes early adult a bit more appealing because you've got DC right up there, and you can also check what your medallions are, so you can get another easy medallion if DC is a medallion.
Yeah, I quite like if I find bombs in Deku Tree, I'm as Levi said, I'd probably go early adult and see if I can clear Dodongo's cavern unless I get hinted that it's not a thing. If I find bombs in Mido's house, I tend to do basically the whole sort of open grotto route and use the bombs that way, because I know it's sort of the only ideal time to go and do those.
I was going to say, I'm a big fan of, like, 3-song, and, Lon Lon is still faster. Lon Lon to Gerudo Valley is still faster than Kokiri to Gerudo Valley. So, I tend to do 3-song either way, but then it's always that, like, there's that tempting push towards the Dodongo's cavern, and obviously it depends on, like, hints as well, and that kind of thing.
And it's the light medallion. So we are two medallions deep in 7 minutes. That's more medallions than I've seen in 2 hours in some races we've had recently, so not bad.
We haven't spoken about what terrible expectation we have for this. Yeah.
I mean, I predict every single race we have. I predict in the commentary chat. So mine was Song of Storms on all dungeons today.
Required?
I don't know. I didn't decide, so I just left it as fairly ambiguous.
I mean, to be honest, they're both as bad as each other, really, whether they're required or not, because it just leaves that... It's like a cloud that just hangs over the sea the entire time. It's like, oh, do I need to commit? Do I not?
Falcon missing the setup there. I think he got 2 hits on Goma, not the 3rd.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go with gold scale. Like, some kind of, like, water temple bait.
Water temple bait? Whoever gets baited by water temple?
As in,
that's
like,
a bad
as in,
scene
like,
if you get baited by water temple.
Way of the heroes that all lead to the, like, one item into the next for iron boots when they already have gold scale or something along those lines.
Oh, that's vicious. I know you said pick some bad predictions, but that's just... Right, 40 skulls dead. And a pack of bombs. Should have no issues with time of day here. A very, very subtle low health sound there.
The best ones.
Nah, the best ones are the super obnoxious ones.
No.
Like, I'm not sure if you were on that restream, Yoshi, when I had the picking up a rupee low health sound, and Trenta was losing his shit because I just left it there for like 25 minutes.
The first time I ever played Rando, I set it to Mweep, and I literally, I did early adult into CAC, and I was at the, like, I think I was at the open grotto, and I jumped off the bridge and, like, taken damage farming rupees or something, and I didn't get out of CAC. I had to restart with no low health sounds because the Mweep was getting so frustrating that I scrapped it, started again.
Okay, so we had our first info burst. We've got Sacred Forest Meadow and Zora River Way the hero. Ganon's Castle is foolish. Bigeron had something. I didn't quite see the hint fast enough to know what it was. I think it was an actual item, though. I don't think it was trash. I think it was an actual item.
See it again on Falcon's side in a sec.
Yeah, some of these runners just do flick through those hints really quickly.
Yeet Rock isn't dead because it's Ganon's castle that's dead, not outside Ganon's castle. So there is still the chance that we'll see Yeet Rock.
Always the nicest hint, obviously. Ganon's castle, great. I don't have to hunt for my light arrows that I could get a hint for anyway.
Oh, the green rupees on Bigeron's sword. So we are not seeing that today.
Oh.
Not even for meme value. No one's handing that in.
Oh, poo, Greg. Rip.
Oh no, what a shame.
I'm about to see what
is that a generic bottle or is that Ruto's letter?
I think it was just a normal bottle.
Yeah, I think that was a bottle.
But, like, still grab it just in case, right?
Yeah, I'd grab that. There we go, 1 in 32, Cola, let's go. Get your lefts and rights in chat, folks, we've got 1 in 32.
LLRRL, that's me. Oh.
And immediately fails. Everyone who voted left first is wrong. You all suck, as does Cola. Meanwhile, see Falcon getting some rupees off the top of the balcony there. Not quite seen anyone go there for rupees for a while.
I feel like Cola failing lens game first try is actually just like the real strat. It's setting it up so that it's as fast as possible to get out again.
I mean, you're not wrong. Cola not realizing he still had a bomb too. And is tempted by the bottle and leaves it. Because he's only on half a heart, so he can't get it.
Right, we'd have to play legit.
Oh, who wants to do that? Yeah, I don't blame him.
Absolutely no one. Doing a bit of parkour before heading to the castle.
I'm guessing that was an attempt to break the crate.
Yeah, possibly, but it failed.
Yeah, missed the roll and was just like, alright, forget it, not worth it.
Haunted Wasteland, foolish. So we've got Ganon's Castle and Haunted Wasteland for 2 top-tier trash bound hints.
Nice. Now
Yeah.
all we need is the individual hint for that chest, just to cap it
which
off.
we will absolutely get. We'll also get outside Ganon's Castle, foolish. So just to top off the trifecta of bullshit hints.
Yep.
I know there's been a lot of talk recently about changing up like some of the sometimes hints that show up. Why is outside Ganon's Castle not one of those?
I mean, it's a good point. Like, for the exact same reason Haunted Wasteland... Hey, it is Green Rupee. Haunted Wasteland has one. Ganon's Castle, outside Ganon's Castle, should also be one. Or neither of them should be one. Because they have specific, like... I know I was talking with 10th about this in the Sages chat. Because there's only one check, if you get Wave the Hero or Foolish, then it can only be that unless you're playing Scrub Sanity, and which both of them have an extra one. So that might be enough, but then having them both hinted instead of having Wave the Hero locations might also be an option.
Yeah, I know with the new update that's coming in, you can't get the foolish and sometimes overlap.
Okay, DC is the Forest Medallion. Fire Temple is Vanilla. Forest Temple is the Shadow Medallion. Water Temple is required as the Spirit Medallion.
This is potentially insanely fast. Shadow Spirit Jabu Stones? Code.
And Cola Dice.
Rip.
F's in chat for Cola's attempt at not dying. Unless he did that on purpose. Oh, maybe he did do that on purpose so he can get the bottle.
He will certainly find out.
No,
no.
he did not.
Staying child.
3-song versus early adult. This could be really big, especially with that Dodongo's Cavern as Forest Medallion.
Yeah, that's pretty huge.
Yeah. Especially, like, depending on what the song is as well, that medallion reveals.
That's the thing, with a bomb bag and Dodongo's being Forest, you've got to assume Cfalcon's getting... Well, Cfalcon is getting a minimum of 3 songs from doing this route.
Mhm.
One from the Prelude check, one from Minuet check, and one from Storm's check.
What he isn't getting is a shield, unless he happens to pick one up, because he only has 6 rupees. So, no shield going into DC. I'd probably rush DC first, to be honest, and then come back into CAC.
I like the
Looks
long...
like he is doing, so this is fair.
I like the long route round CAC. You do a perfect circle around. It's...
Yeah, I like that. It's just for me, when you come back from DC, if you skip CAC, you start at the rooftop here, so you can just jump in here, get the back grotto, and then sort of go round again with Anju and the back of the house.
Oh, I just do that at the start, and you end at... If you get a bow, you end at the shooting game, which is close enough to where you started anyways, so... Saria's
song in Death Mountain Kreia, and Cola getting his Death Mountain Kreia access with Bolero from Malum. Pona really likes Link today.
So I guess Cola's going to go out the way to grab one skull?
Yeah, it's really prioritizing getting early skulls with that. Because it is the longer way round here as well, so... Prelude on the windmill. So if Caxway the Hero is not for the song, well, not that song, anyway.
That also makes the early adult play out a little bit nicer because it means that, you know, if at the end of your 3 song, you're not very likely to have a good way of getting back to Temple of Time afterwards at this rate.
Does mean that Cola has Bolero to pick up the song when they're adult though. So just Deku Nuts in the barn. Definitely not getting those.
Falcon getting a scuba suit.
Okay. Zora tunic on shield grave there. Potentially required for Water Temple. Let's see if we get a Graveyard Way the Hero.
And nothing on the TARDIS.
Nope.
Sorry, Doc.
This is a PG stream, 10. Jesus. Alright. First foray around Uncle D. Let's see if he has anything today.
The late soul chest there is really nice for Coda as well. Getting Sun Song made that so much more efficient.
Yeah, that's nice. And I guess it's sort of part and parcel of why people skip it these days.
Yeah, either Sun Song or Minuet on the way in, or you know, another warp song away, so you can just kind of end there and then leave to go to Prelude or Nocturne or whatever later.
Oh, that was a good race. 47 seconds.
Nice.
Didn't see the hint stone. Oh, hovers. Hovers for that stone shadow. Oh, he got Bale with a shield. Oh.
And the hovers get him the Saria song in the crater, right?
Yeah, does indeed.
Also, the hint was that the Forest Floor Master's dead, which is a rare one to actually have being useful. Like, how often do you get that hint and it's just, it's a key, guess I'm doing it.
Can't believe he got bailed. I made a point to say he didn't have a shield and he got fucking bailed out by Uncle D.
Team never buy a shield.
For what it's worth, always buy a shield. There are 2 in the item pool. You should always buy a shield. Getting lucky is, like, rewarded for bad... Well, I guess not bad decisions when you're at, like, 10 rupees, but...
It's just being poor, really.
It's just more commentators' curse, isn't it? Falcon can't... Cola can't climb trees. Falcon finds shields from both the rooftop and the bloody grave. A Song of Storms on Ocarina of Time! Oh. Let's go! Let's go, baby! I called it.
Alright, so we got your prediction. I don't think we're seeing storms anytime soon, I've got to be honest.
That's a horrid, horrid stone layout to get that Song of Storms. Holy shit. Yeah, if there's something in the well today, then they are not going to be pleased.
Oh well, get comfortable. You might be here for a while.
Child Goron City here. Little surprising with no ZL.
Yeah, I guess you've got Sun Song, so you can just go straight back to the entrance again.
Oh, a claim check. He can get his green rupee.
But I guess the flip side is this would also be, at this rate, his best way to get out of Sacred Forest Meadow back to Temple of Time, right?
Yeah, I think that was Pierre is dead. I think that was what that hint said there. Not 100% sure.
I was looking at the wrong person for it.
Yep, me too.
Oh, the other Floor Master hint. Okay. Minuet on
Burning Cat.
Yeah. So that's not going to be a Way of Hero song today. Sorry, song.
And And sorry, is they both had specific hints, so we're not getting baited for forest access.
No.
Mm.
This is a slightly more extended Child 1 than I thought Cola would have with an early bomb bank.
And it's probably, you know, with getting that bomb, probably just wants to get as much bomb lock stuff done as Child as possible.
True, yeah, that's true. Lostwood Grottos, though, are very open as part of the adult cycle. We'll see if the Sacred Forest Meadow Way the hero pays out. Could see ZL here.
I was going to say, I guess part of it as well is that Cola doesn't know the medallion layout.
No,
I think if you know what the medallions are, then you're like, oh, I actually don't need that many items. I don't have to be quite as thorough. But
yeah, it's a shame the water temple's there, because that's one of the fun ones for extra items.
Yeah.
Oh, Cfalcon! Jesus Christ, nearly fell off that bridge twice.
Yeah, I mean, the sea could very well descend into where the hell is Longshot.
As most seeds do.
Yeah.
So the where's Longshot or where's Boomerang?
Yeah.
My seeds.
so what you're saying is today it'll be where's Longshot and the answer will be bottom of the well?
Yes.
That's fine by me. A butter knife! Nice.
Well, DC not looking to be super useful today.
I mean, Cfalcon can butter his toast now, so I'm happy for it.
Toast is a great British staple, so I approve of that.
Yeah, good. And the crumpets too.
Yeah. I'd say tea and crumpets, but you drink coffee, so...
I mean, I don't dislike tea, I just prefer coffee.
Alright, Epona Song, Sacred Forest Meadow, Way of the Hero. Not one you like to see. And just as a reminder, there's the hint telling him that he's Way of the Hero. Din, shut your mouth.
I was waiting for the response to that.
So we'll see if Epona Song is useful or whether it's the other song. There's another Zora River Way of the Hero. So we've got duplicates of our 2 Way of the Heroes thus far. Still need a few more.
Right hand is a key.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So long shot potentially required for Spirit Key Logic.
Oh, that does rule out bottom of the well, yeah.
Doesn't rule out light arrows in the well, though.
Oh, please, can we get like the 1 hour go mode and then light arrows in bottom of the well?
Just like hinted on Dead Hand.
I mean, technically, it could mean like long shot was in the well, because if Requiem is locked behind some nonsense, then you can only use the keys on adult side before you unlock Requiem, right?
No, the way the logic works is that the chest on the right hand needs either 5 keys or long shot. There's no other option for it, so...
Why? That doesn't make sense in my head.
I know, but...
It doesn't compute.
Basically, the way Spirit logic works is that each check it doesn't care about what else has happened in the seed. Like, each check has its requirements, and you just have to consider those requirements completely separate from what else is or isn't available.
But that's dumb. But that's Spirit logic, so that's as much as I'll move on from that. As I'll talk about that one. Okay,
yeah, the way it plays out in practice is if there's a small key on the right hand, then long shot is needed to beat Spirit.
I'm just thinking Zora River's Way of the Hero and Song of Storms is on Ocarina of Time. Oh god! Oh god!
Oh.
There's a 1 in 4 chances for that.
There's no way there's no way, right?
I mean, if all the rest of the items are trash.
Oh, I kind of want to see like a whole load of like fringe items here. Like I want to see a scale. I want to see like I want to see a scale and a wallet. I want to see a scale and a wallet now.
There's a 1 in 3. 33% chance that this seed sucks balls.
And to be fair, all seeds are bad seeds. It's just some are better than others.
Yeah. I think we blame Chimp if this is bad though, right?
Why
Oh,
me?
totally, yeah.
Because you were the one who called it before it even started.
Fire arrows on Death Mountain Trail. Lost Woods foolish.
Oh.
Oh, no skull mask at least.
Uh-oh.
It's always good to get after you've done Lost Woods.
Yeah. Well, it's a 1 in 2, folks. 1 in 2.
Oh, suspense is killing me.
I hear that the Megaton Hammer is on the Song of Storm's Frogs today. Come on, baby, let's go.
Okay, actually, no. Chat has.
Come on, baby.
Chat. If this is Boomerang,
Come on.
that is the best thing right now.
Oh, boo!
Rubbish!
Boo!
I demand a reroll.
To be fair, it was so much more likely that that was going to be the item.
It was 50-50.
It wasn't a 50-50.
50-50.
It either it was or it wasn't.
Coin toss. I mean, there could still be light arrows on.
I feel like I've been ripped off.
This is really good for Cola, though. Getting his hook shot before his first adult cycle is real nice. Especially when Zora Riverway, the hero, was outside Temple of Time, so... Is information Cfalcon had.
Where were the Song of Storms hints? Does Cfalcon know that yet?
No, not yet. It's in Lost Woods.
Right, because if Cfalcon... I guess if Cfalcon goes to get that, he might just go to Zora River as adult. You know, you're not getting storms until ridiculously late anyway. You can get the other 3 as adult with hovers.
Yeah, he's got hover boots. The unfortunate thing is there's no scale or boots, so getting to River as adult isn't as convenient.
Yeah,
so
we'd have to go through the field.
it could be. But that's how Cola got there, so it makes no real difference.
And I guess if you go from Minuet Check, then you just go back through Lost Woods to Kokiri Forest. It's basically the same route.
Cfalcon isn't going to find out that Lost Woods is barren, potentially before wasting a bit more time with Sara's song.
Right.
Unless there's a hint in the crate.
Cfalcon getting the huge rupee for a Goron tunic?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it's smart. If you've got the wallet and you want to not worry about health. If this is a Jet Seed and you find Hammer pretty soon, then you don't want to be worrying about bottles and fairies and all sorts of nonsense.
Plus, in Cfalcon's position, you have no idea where Bolero is. So you don't know when you're getting back to fire. You probably want to at least dip in and see if you're hammer locked.
Yeah, I'd definitely contemplate a dip here.
I mean, Cola's just picked up his 10th skull there. So...
Yeah,
that's an
it's
extra
really
check when he does do cack.
aggressively getting skulls today, it seems. Just confirming that Big is in fact a massive meme.
I mean, he has picked up the claim check. He could easily route that in if he wanted to.
Yeah.
Oh, can Cfalcon just get 2 huge rupees, like one after the other right now? We need a wallet on the way as well, but other than that. Sorry, I really want 420 and 69 rupees on the race.
Nice.
Going for the dream.
The main dream. Now we're about to find out Cfalcon's hammer locked. Fire.
Probably. But then he does have access to advancing, strength bombs, and an available hook shot. Yep, hammer locked.
Yep.
Good information to have. Always like to dip Fire Temple if I can, just to confirm. Because it really eases your mind. Cola has 7 seconds to do something with here.
Yep.
Probably die.
Oh, are we going to see the second Cola death of the seed? Are we gonna have to bring up a death counter for Cola?
I was going to say 7 seconds to die. Sounds like Cola's album. That's going to drop soon.
There we go.
Hey.
Death number 2.
I was about to say the difference dipping fire here, by the way, is Cfalcon has to climb out. Cola has Bolero.
Yep, that's true.
And Cola doesn't dip. I guess Cola has Bolero, so it doesn't need to. You can
Yeah.
come back and check that pretty much any time.
Okay, well, for a brief moment, they were both in the crater together.
Almost a high five.
I wonder if Cola is contemplating farming for the tunic. Guess not. Doesn't have hovers to pick up that easy money. Or maybe just likes being on 69 rupees. We'll never know.
I'm going to go for that one. I'm definitely betting on that one.
Fair.
Ah, never mind. Ruined it.
Confirmation Frogs 2 is dead off that hint. And some bomb chews. If Cola was super galaxy brain, he could use those to do a very quick Dodongo's Cavern. But I can't see that happening. And Ganon's Castle is still dead. 30 nuts. Nice find. Smasho Hookshot is on Zora River. Unfortunately, not on Frogs in the Ring.
Yet. I guess it can't be a hook shot, but something.
Cfalcon doesn't have the claim check, so Cfalcon can't get Greg. I'm not sure if Cola... Did Cola go out of the top of the crater?
No,
he didn't know.
Yeah, so only Cola could potentially save a bad meme.
I was going to say, he wouldn't go out of it because the only other check up there is the Fairy Fountain. Still hasn't found ZL yet, so...
Which, at this point, probably on Adult Sacred Forest Meadow, which Cfalcon is heading over towards now. Is going to waste time with Lost Woods checks, but Cola's done them anyway, so... not the end of the world.
Now Falcon knows it's...
Quick shield drop there.
Yeah. So it stayed on that text box a little longer than it has done.
Cola considering going out of the way there to grab a heart and then remembering that you can get 3 from these rocks. I really thought Cola was about to get hit by the boulder before getting the hearts there, and...
Falcon doing Mido skip.
Alrighty, so we'll get to see the other SFM Way of the Hero song in a second. There's a reasonably good chance that it's Epona's at this point, just for like Fortress access or something.
I mean, Cfalcon hasn't been back to Temple of Time since completing Dodongo, has he? So we still don't know what the prelude song is.
So I think we have all 5 sometimes hints.
Yep, all 5. We've got Garuda Valley Hammer is Stone of Agony, Forest Floormaster is dead, Minuet is on Burning Cack, Shadow Floormaster is dead, and right hand Colossus is a key. Okay, what song do we have on Adult Sacred Forest Meadow today? It's ZL,
yeah.
as expected.
Okay.
Yep.
ZL probably a bit more way of the hero than opponents, yeah.
Alright, and going back as child, so not opting to use those hover boots for River. Would have been very out of the way to do so, so I'm surprised. And Nocturne. Useful to have, hopefully not required to have.
Stone Shadow finds a way. Yeah, I'll be curious to see if Cola actually dips forest. No, that's required.
I can see a courtyard dip. Because
Yeah.
you don't really lose any time doing a courtyard sweep. Although...
Does depend on getting one key in the first 2 checks.
Yeah, that's true. No Song of Time, so it's not as
Yeah,
easy to get access to. But I think without Minuet, I'd probably dip forest here.
Yeah, and obviously if you do find your bow in there, that's potentially a huge advantage. You lose pretty much nothing, so I think I'd go for it at this point.
So I'm trying to think of like other areas that are open that the runners haven't been to. I mean, there's a lot of checks in the field still there. I mean, Garuda Valley's still there too. These are child fishing and stuff.
With ZL available, there's like a handful of checks scattered around that they can go and do at this stage. Cfalcon's going to pick up the castle ferry on the way through.
What he's not doing is 1 in 32. So, Coda's on his own with that one. Okay, so we are missing Requiem as sort of the only useful song that we're unsure of where it is right now. Could be Vanilla, could be an Ice Cavern. Could be in the Composer Grave.
I mean, yeah, especially with that bomb bag, because Cfalcon obviously goes to see Saria. That he wants to go through Goron City and then route in Kak after that, and then he can get the song from the graveyard. That actually works out really nice because he does actually have more reason to go to Goron City now that he has ZL in his pocket rather than Cola's run through before. So there's a lot of extra checks there.
Route's paying off for both of them to a certain degree.
I was going to say, I guess the flip side to Goron City for Cfalcon is he also has Nocturne, so might just decide to go to Kak in the graveyard using that instead. I tend to like Goron City early if you have everything for it, but
yeah. The thing is, it's a really easy place to orphan.
Yeah.
I think a lot of runners complain about, so they'll go through the rest of the game stuck for one item from Go mode, and they'll end up pretty much full clear in the game, and then it was just sat in Goron City the entire time.
Cola picking up his shield is going to find one in about 3 minutes' time in the graveyard.
They never buy shield, kids. I mean, I needn't talk. I'm a terrible member of Team Never Buy Shield because I buy shields.
Always.
Yeah.
So I guess both runners are going to be really even soon. You can imagine Cfalcon is going to go into Sora River fairly soon to get their hook shot. Meanwhile, Cola is going to do the graveyard and find their hover boots. So items going to be fairly even, song's going to be even, medallion's going to be even. So it's now, what next? There's nothing like I'd say that's super obvious to do right now. A dip in forest is an idea. You've got Hyrule Field. You've got both adult and child lake. You could take a big gamble and head over to GTG with a Epona song.
So I actually think GTG, or at least Gerudo Fortress, might be the play here. Not so much for Gerudo Fortress and GTG itself, but because you can also then peek Gerudo Valley along the way, so they can look at the crate and the waterfall because they found the chews earlier. Go over, you've got Epona's in a way of the hero location at least, so maybe clear out Fortress, and then maybe dip into GTG, but also just cross the desert.
Sure, because at least then it'll get back that extra song. I don't know. I mean, that's a very ballsy.
Yeah, I think crossing the desert is a bit of a risk at the minute because Spirits of Stone. You don't know what the song is going to be, so it could be a completely waste of time. You don't have Strength 2, so I'm not 100% sure if that's the play. I mean, I could definitely see reasons for doing so.
I think,
if anything, to confirm the song, potentially get Requiem, which might be required after all.
Yeah, I'll say for what it's worth, I tend to push songs above pretty much everything else. The worst song they could get right now would be Song of Time, at which point you go back to GTG and check the right side if you couldn't before. Maybe Minuet, but that will help them later. Serenade, but that will help their routing out. Like, all the warp songs are still valuable at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I think with GDG, that would pretty much guarantee a necessary double dip if it did actually have something. So, especially without a bow. I mean, I'm only saying that because I recently got stung by it in a race the other week. So
I think if you have a bow here, obviously outside of doing Forest Temple, you'd almost like 95% go to GTG for sure.
Yeah,
and I'd certainly confirm that as a sensible option.
For what it's worth, I think the biggest strength of going to GTG is looking at the Gerudo Valley checks along the way, because that's something that some people will do early. And so if your opponent's done that really early, you're going over there so that you're not burned by it too badly. But also, it's just one more location out of your mind, and by doing it as adult, you can clear a lot more in one go, as opposed to having to walk all the way over there as child and then go back to Fortress as adult later.
Here's a thought, though. Do you potentially, if you're Cfalcon here, with only 2 Way of the Heroes, do you try and find some more hint stones?
Maybe, and to be fair, probably yes.
Yeah,
and it looks like that is what Cfalcon's doing.
I think you could probably tie in Valley and Lake here and try and get some more knowledge. As an aggressive but useful play, because you only have 2 Way of the Heroes. You've got pretty much every other hint, bar 30 skulls. So you can get a lot of knowledge with hints that are still unknown, which could force you.
But I believe he's actually going for the river now, which again, you've got 3 hints there, and it's Way of the Hero. So
River makes
got way more appeal than the lake right now.
Oh yeah, River makes perfect sense here. It's just you wonder if getting some more knowledge is on their minds.
So going back to the idea of GTG, then would you? So you got your opponents, but no bow. So you can go over to Gerudo Fortress, you get the rooftop chest, you maybe dip into GTG, probably not, to be honest. Go and get your desert song, and then cross back to go into Lake Hylia as adult. Unless it's Serenade on the desert, in which case you warp over.
I don't think there's any way I'd cross back. I think what I might do is do the sort of save scum trick from GTG. So save inside GTG, leave, dive down to the valley, potentially pick up the item or the hits, and then, unless you happen to pick up an item, you just reset so that you spawn back in GTG.
And go over to the desert that way. That makes sense.
That.
Yeah.
Winds with a good point here. They could play Nocturne because there is a hint stone in Graveyard they don't have.
I imagine Cfalcon in particular is probably going to consider that after getting the Saria's check, because that's another song as well. So they get a hint stone there, a song, and potentially a check out of Logic as well.
I'm wondering if Cfalcon can potentially... I mean, I guess it doesn't matter with Sun Song, but the time of day might actually fall quite nicely to walk to Graveyard here and do Damp 8.
I don't think there's going to be enough time after going up to get that hook shot.
No, probably to be just shy. But again, you can just use a Sun Song here to... And
but even...
check, especially with Nocturne. Right. That's quite a smart play to do.
And playing Sun Song a bit, and then you get 2 or 3 checks in the Graveyard.
Yeah.
Like...
Oh! Cola missing the pillar there. There we
then
go.
Equips
remember the Ants hoppers. I think it's relatively quite rare that you've got this much information, but so little wave the heroes. It's not often you're sort of waiting on those as your last 3 out of 4 hints.
So I guess part of it is that we've missed a Storm's Grotto in Kokiri Forest that we normally have seen by now.
Oh, I think normally is bold.
Okay.
Regularly.
Let's say regularly. Not always, but probably about 50-50, I'd say. But also, I don't believe we've seen the one near the Lostwood Scrub, because they... Have we seen the one down by the Scrub in the Lostwoods? Or did they get the hint in time?
I don't know if Cola did that, to be honest. I think he did. Yeah, I think Cola did do that.
Yeah, because I think Cola would have done it, because I think he got the Lost Woods Baron hint after he'd done it.
I'm not 100% sure. Either way, Cola playing his Saria song to avoid Mean Mido.
Both runners opting to do Mido skip.
Cfalcon is going to do Zora Domain here.
Oh,
I haven't seen this from Cola. Obviously, Cola didn't have ZL at the time and had lost his chicken picking up his hook shot, so not really an option for them. Cfalcon farming sticks despite having a butter knife and 14 sticks. Each of their own.
Always good to be safe.
Yeah, I mean, I think it is kind of like I do enjoy little moments where runners just are on automatic pilot, and they'll do it once and go, "Oh, hang on a minute, I've got loads of stuff."
Yeah. Fortunately, a hint was just a repeat hint, so we're still missing 3 Wave the Heroes. Oh, I didn't equip his hovers for ultimate Solly swag. There we go. Picks up his CL. Are they going to dip Forest? I would here, but again, I can see arguments for both. Yeah.
Yep.
And yep.
Debated slightly, but chose to dip. I think it's sensible.
From what I know of these 2 runners, this is probably one of the bigger differences, on their kind of standard plays, is that Cola sees a lot of value in dipping into a dungeon. If you have to do it at some point anyway, like, Cola will dip into a water temple just until the boss key. If you need to do it anyway, you might as well, in case there's something there.
Yeah.
Cfalcon, on the other hand, despises the forest temple and will probably avoid it at all costs.
I don't blame Cfalcon for hating Forest Temple. It is arguably the most linear dungeon in the game, so it just ends up becoming a bit of a snooze fest.
Yeah, plus I think Cfalcon got burned several times by long shots on Phantom Ganon.
but long shots are always there. Especially Stone, right? Stone Forest, Phantom Ganon, long shot.
Oh.
Just nothing on diving game. Let's see if the waterfall has anything, or domain was garbage. It was garbage. As expected.
Where is Cfalcon going from here?
I might be going out to play Sunsong to route in time of day for gameplay.
Yeah, I think you've got it.
And then
Boom.
save, I guess? Because they've still not checked Saria.
Haven't they? No, they haven't. Yeah, that's a surprise. And there's no real easy way to do that.
Right.
Okay, just another repeat of Song of Storms. So, still 3-way of the hero hints to go. It's going to pick up the song here.
Cola picking up 2 keys in Forest, so he can actually progress further.
Yeah, interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Means we are going to see the courtyard.
I mean, if there's a bone here, that's going to be absolutely disgusting.
Chat, yeah, we're saying Cfalcon hasn't gone to check Saria, so... I think the idea, though, that... Does Cfalcon know that Burning Cack is Minuet? That was quite an early hint,
I
right?
think it's an early hint,
Yeah.
I think at this point they've both checked the exact same hints to a large degree.
I guess you can save reset from here just as easily, and they've got Prelude, so you lose almost nothing doing them this way around.
And Song of Time, so that opens up the courtyard even more. Not that we already had access to it with 2 keys, but...
And the hovers as well.
Alright. Flame storage time. We'll see what's on Compose a Grave.
Come on, magic. Logical second magic. Come on.
Oh no. Oh no.
I have lost a race to that before, and it is infuriating.
Yeah, the first time I lost a race to that, I practiced flame storage for like 10 minutes, vowing to never lose again after that.
Just $5. Never mind.
Yep, $5, nothing special, so no breaking magic logic here. Another key for Cola. Wait, is that? Just wondering if Cola's found anything other than keys.
Cola's used 1 and checked.
They've skipped the Floor Master because it was dead, so they found 3 keys out of
Check
3.
3. Yeah, no, yeah, you're right.
Skip Floor Master. Could we have Vanilla Bow?
We could. It's
Does
not
Cola,
exactly
does
like.
Cola go and check it?
There's another bomb bag.
Another bomb bag.
Nothing over there on Dampe, so the graveyard didn't pay out.
See, anything past the courtyard is a gamble, because you have to retread your steps if you come back into forest. But, again, if there's something in deep forest with no minuet, then that is going to stay hidden for a while.
That's
Another key,
4 keys in a bomb bag.
deciding to not go any further. So
I think that
what's the
makes
play-
sense, though.
What's the play from here?
Child, it looks like.
Trendon bringing up a good point. The ultimate, and something I've obviously never seen.
I've had it once in a multi-world of all things.
Oh my God.
Oh, you have my condolences, my friend.
The person we were playing with didn't know that was in Logic, so we were all just like, we've all full cleared everything.
Can you blame them?
Then they learned that you can Dinsfire an Ice Switch, and it turns out, yeah, that is in the Logic. You have to Dinsfire the ice around the Ice Switch. That hits the eye because it doesn't care that you've actually shot it or not. It just cares that the ice is gone. And yeah, their first bow was in their own falling ceiling room.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. Disgusting.
All right, Falcon doing chickens.
Hey, chicken hype! Yes, big fan.
I was going to say it's sub 1 hour, but I don't know if it'll be sub 1 hour by the time it's finished.
3.5 minutes. No, I guess 2.5 minutes. Yeah, that'll be fine.
Loads of time. They've got this.
Cfalcon is a skilled top 32 runner. They aren't going to fall behind an hour with troll cuckoos.
So I come to another match last week, and that actually had a bow. Chickens had a bow. Wasn't the first logical bow because there was 2 spheres either. But I'm looking forward to chickens having another bow. That would be great.
Yeah.
That would warm my heart.
As I mentioned to you guys earlier, I rolled 2 seeds yesterday for the Challenge Cup. Both of them had strength on chickens.
Amazing.
Which is ridiculous.
Meanwhile, I was just going to mention we just had Cola like having a little bit of trouble playing Minuet. I did commentary for Cola's last tournament match, and we ended up having a like songs failed counter on the stream.
Because,
Because Cola had messed up about 6 songs in the first 40 minutes, I think. So,
I mean, songs are hard. I mean, they have no business being as hard as they are, but they are hard.
Right, 1 minute and 13 seconds left for Cfalcon.
the race for sub-hour chickens.
Yeah.
He's got this.
Bets in chat for how many seconds he's going to be under 1 hour.
I was about to ask something important. Have we seen either 30 or Skull Mask hints yet?
We have not seen 30. We don't need Skull Mask because we have Lost Woods is dead. But we haven't had it though.
Right.
So that is another hint that someone can find and not get away with the hero hints for.
Because I think there's maybe 1 hint stone that... Oh, I guess we haven't seen Gerudo Valley area either. So there's like about 5 hint stones that we can see and haven't yet. 6 with the desert as well.
And if you guess 23 seconds under 1 hour, you win. I think someone bet 24, which was
Trent.
pretty damn close. I mean, Trent has a not on a 15-minute delay, I reckon. So it clearly saw this over 15 minutes ago.
Happy 1 hour mark, everyone.
Hey, to celebrate 1 hour
For everyone except the runners. I say this every time. Whenever people are like, happy 1 hour, I'm like, it's never happy 1 hour. There's no such thing.
No, 1 hour's fine.
Yeah,
even as runners, 1 hour is fine. It's every other hour that's not fine.
Yeah,
maybe I just tilt too easily.
it's like happy 5 hours, happy 6 hours.
Oh, once you've got past 3 and you're seeing people finish and you're not in go mode, it's bad.
Yeah.
The only issue here is that they had 2 medallions at 7.5 minutes, and it's taken like within the next 53 minutes they've only found 1 extra, so things are coming to a halt. Quite dramatically.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen an item since Hookshot on River.
I think it's in Gerudo Valley Waterfall.
Yeah, I'm standing by what I said earlier, that you head over to Gerudo Fortress and you check Gerudo Valley on the way in. Maybe, I think what Chimp said about, sorry, Cola having a bit of trouble with the skull here, there we go. But yeah, I like the idea of, go into Gerudo Training Grounds, save, then leave, use bomb chews to check the the crate, check the waterfall, reset, back up to GTG. Unless, of course, you find a bow, in which case, leave and go to forest.
Alright, so Cfalcon finally has a Pona song. Cola is going to get their 20th skull at just over 1 hour, which is pretty good going.
Isn't Cola usually quite outspoken about how skulls is a really slow, really bad check?
Maybe, but considering they played Sun Song in Lon Lon Ranch to get a really lengthy skull, they must be quite determined to not let that knock them out of the tournament today.
Yeah, at least he's got them over and done with and out of the way, and then he can concentrate on the rest of his game.
Yeah. You casually grind to 30 at this point. Especially with no hint. The hint is out there, it's just not been found. Going back to adult? That's a surprise. I've only been child for like 5 minutes.
There's not much else to do though, right?
Well, you've
I
got
guess
more,
you got Goron
more
City.
child Goron City, you've got Lake, you've got Valley.
But then Cola already did Hot Rodder, so Child Goron City is 2 checks. I think
But when
going
you're-
adult,
but when you're
adult
running
to do
out of
Valley.
checks.
I think adult to do Valley makes the most sense. Of course, we will see the rest of Goron City here because
We will.
Cfalcon does have ZL and Starias. And yeah, like it looks like Cola is just leaving here, so I can only see this as Epona.
Oh.
Check some grottos around.
Cola never went back to get his bottle, did he? So
No,
Cola
he thought
can't
about
do
it, but-
Cola can't do big pose. Oh wait, no, they don't have a bow. So Cola can't do big pose. Anyway. Haha, gotcha.
Cola can't find a wallet in Gerudo Valley and then go to King Zora.
Everything I said was factually correct. Prove me wrong.
What does Dancing Darunia have? Another ball!
Hey, it's another ball!
Not Way of the Hero. Okay.
So Cola's managed to skip 2 balls so far.
I do like this with Cola though. This picks up the Hyrule Field grottos along the way, which is one of the bigger areas that we've not seen still, which is kind of worrying that we're at the point of saying that this is one of the bigger areas left, but they're running low on options.
That's a bloopy.
And Cfalcon go for Trent's pot, also known as Spinning Pot. But
Yeah.
Trent has a habit of stashing goodies in there.
Yeah, you go from Dancing Dad to Trent's Pot. We need a name for the Hot Rodder now.
Oh, I can't say what I want to call it.
Cola just being taunted by that Poe there.
So, Child Goron City was worthwhile to skip for Cola. Now, this grotto is going to provide another hint. We'll see if we get another Way of the Hero. Whilst Epona screams. Also, chat mentioning that, oh, Market Way of the Hero. Wait,
Can't be the bottle.
wait.
There was nothing on the slingshot game. There was nothing on Richard.
So it's chess game or big pose?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's one of those two.
Oh my god, does Cola go back and grind 1 in 32?
I wouldn't put it past them.
I think you hunt for a bow first, because if you find lens and magic along the way, then great. If you find the bow, then you go back, you get the bottle, you do big pose, and if that's dead, you just 1 in 32.
But what if 1 in 32 is a bow?
Cfalcon just got the same information, by the way.
Oh boy, okay. Well, that spiced this up somewhat. It is a useful Way of the Hero, but not something you can do anything with. Can you get a big Poe with a hook shot?
I think you can. I think you can do it with a sword slash. You can do it with a bottle and nothing else.
And there's the other Market Way of the Hero. Both next to each other. Savage. Alright, well, Cola off to Gerudo Valley. I dare say Cfalcon also off to Gerudo Valley. After this next grotto, just in completely different ages.
7-year high five.
Which I guess means that Cfalcon is going to go for the Hylia hints as well, but
Yeah,
Cola
I'd be,
is gonna
I'd
get
be
more checks.
surprised. I'd be surprised if Cfalcon didn't try and just get as much information as possible from. There is a chance they might not find the usual hints because We still need 30 skulls. Skull Mask is still out there, even though we know it's dead.
It does look like Cola's going to do what we were talking about earlier, saving GTG. And I assume then come out and check Valley as adult. Sorry, the screaming opponent is still fantastic. I normally have Ruto wiggle myself, so it's like a complete, you know, polar opposite on that one.
Yeah, we just saw Market Way the Hero twice, literally in the 2 grottos that we saw in the field. So therefore, we are missing 2 Way of the Heroes, 30 skulls, and that's it. Technically, we've not had a Skull Mask hint, but we know Lost Woods is dead, so it doesn't really matter. Alright, Crate. That's a heart piece, so nothing there. Waterfall time. Kragorix. So there are 2 types of, or 2 versions of each hint, so we would need to see a Way of the Hero 3 or 4 times to indicate something is, there are more than 1 item in 1 area. So if we get another Market Baron, then that means that there are 2 things in Market for 3 hints. I didn't see what was on the waterfall.
I did not see this, but Cfalcon's going for it, so it's either blending into the wall behind it, or it's something good.
It is bombs.
Blending into the background, gotcha.
I mean, that's the thing with that waterfall. I usually find the general rule of thumb is that if it's shiny, you just leave it. Because all the major items, for some reason, kind of seem quite dull.
But the Mirror Shield is really shiny.
Kinda, ish.
Alright, Kona is doing exactly what we thought here.
Like I was saying, it's a general rule of thumb. If it's shiny, it sort of pings out. It's normally going to be a rupee or a heart piece or something like that.
We'll see if Cola goes all the way into the lake. Or whether they're just going to do the checks.
Yeah, I don't expect it, but at the same time, it's one of those things where I wouldn't be surprised if it did. Oh, wow!
Hylia, the hero. Oh boy, that's a nice one to find in Lake Hylia.
Handy hints are handy.
Not that hook shot. Like, it's not even difficult to go and do adult Hylia after this.
Now this is interesting because if Cola goes into the lake, then one of them is going to be really annoyed because Lake Hylia will be way the hero for something that only one of them is going to find.
Mm-hmm.
Other hint was just a repeat of something else we saw, I think.
It was, Kratos' song is Sarius.
Yeah. Nothing new. Oh, Cola reset, so not going to go into the lake.
Ooh.
And 50 skulls is still dead.
Okay, so the back hints weren't good, but front ones were.
No, Cola hasn't set up Scarecrow. Cola hasn't been the lake as child at all. Doesn't
Right.
really need Scarecrow at the minute. Can get rooftop chest. Well, already got rooftop chest.
Yeah. No, it does make it a little more difficult though. If he goes into the lake and sees Lake Hylia, not a whole lot he can do about it. So.
To be fair, I don't
Good point.
think he will. To be honest, I don't
That's
think
a very good point. But yeah, there's
guess-
no way he goes late from here now that he's reset.
Yeah.
Right.
I could see Cola crossing the desert to get the song.
I was going to
if
say,
anything.
I think the biggest thing that would draw him to the lake here is if the desert has Serenade.
Yes.
Yeah, I think this is a really, really pivotal moment in that chair with Cfalcon. If he finds something here, then he's looking in pretty good shape. But yeah, 20 skulls is nothing. $20, I think it was. A buck for each skull.
I say that's not a very good rate of exchange, I must say.
It's pretty shy. Considering they're made of gold, you'd think you'd get a bit more for it.
Nah, rubbish. I suggest the leg finds a better dealer.
Alright, just a heart piece on fishing. So, Cfalcon can't get anything else in the lake. Not his child.
But he can set Scarecrow to come back as adult to get
Set
the rest.
the Scarecrow, can check what's on Ruto's letter location.
I forgot that Cfalcon always does Goron Lullaby. And
Alright,
does
what
Bolero in Majora.
is on Ruto's letter check? It's a piece of heart. So Adult Lake has something.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not necessarily something Cfalcon can get. Because we can't do 2 of the 4 Adult Lake checks.
I mean, considering how much is actually left open, I really wouldn't be surprised if it was just on top of the lab.
It almost has to be one of those 2 at this point. How much else is there? I by that point, we'll know if Cola's found anything in GTG, so... I can't see how much more is available at that point.
Mm-hmm. Either that or it's deeper in forest.
Colossus Fairy.
Well, the thing is with Colossus Fairy, we don't have lens.
Oh, magic.
It is out. It is out of logic. And there's a
There's the
scale.
Scale.
First scale for that, like,
So lab dive, anyone? There's a mirror shield for Stone Spirit.
Yay, 8D bit! Woohoo!
Found all 3 shields. Yeah. See, for the most part, I don't think this is too costly for Cola, because you've got to imagine Cfalcon is going to go into GTG at some point. The bit that is costly here is how much does the item, assuming Cfalcon can get the item in Adult Lake, how much does that pay off?
Yeah, if it's a bow in Adult Lake, then Cfalcon has a lot of progression ahead of him.
Mm-hmm.
If it is something like, I don't know, well, I guess everything they're going to find is going to be fairly useful. Iron Boots probably wouldn't provide too much. They could dip water, but not get too much from it. Maybe Strength 2 for some real bait.
Oh, that's a good point from Engie there. The chest that had the mirror shield was the hammer-locked one.
Yep.
So AD is very hard locked right now.
No light arrows, though. Light arrows could absolutely be behind all lines.
Alright, so Cola only got 3 keys.
Yeah, that's
puts
not a lot of
exactly
keys.
2 of these chests into logic. Not even that, this would need to be a key.
It puts this into
Yeah.
logic.
Yeah.
If this is a key, the next one's in, and that's it.
Oh my god!
Oh,
Wow.
Oh boy, that's in logic?
So mirror shield's in. Yeah, you're meant to go through, get your hammer.
Go back round.
Ugh.
Okay. That's big. So
Yeah.
even if Cfalcon finds something here, they're potentially going to be on an item apiece.
Mm-hmm.
Another key, so the maze is very key loaded. Not going to be able to go any further, but if this is something, then... Oh!
Magic!
Magic! A very, very, very out of logic magic.
So that is probably just either bow or strength 2 locked, but could be specifically one or the other.
Okay, well... Let's see if we're bow locked out of Fire Temple. Damn, that was really rewarding for Cola there. Cfalcon's got to hope that he finds a bow here to sort of make up for that, because otherwise they're going to be quite behind.
I am still a little surprised that Cola didn't cross the desert for the next song. I know he's going to get one from the End of Fire. Maybe that's the thought process there, but...
Iron Boots on Adult Fishing.
That's
hard to... That's not something you're just going to find easily. Not without Serenade. Not without water access, which you're not going to get without going there. So if Cola gets Gold Scale... to potentially bail them out of that.
I was going to say it's also one that could potentially backfire. It's one that Cola can kind of have a get out of jail free on.
All right, let's see what Fire Temple has in store for us. We have seen one item so far, which was a heart container. Just a piece of heart on the lab. Well, Cfalcon can now do lab dive.
Well, it's technically out of logic, but you know, we're the hero.
Yeah, and you assume either bow or strength puts it in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, technically none. Well, yeah, none of our medallions today need magic. Oh, hey, there's a third bottle.
Bottle percent almost complete.
Yeah,
Nice.
we're just missing the one sent by Fish Gal.
The fact that Cola skipped out on both Child Gore and sort of Dancing Darunia and Bombchu Bowling ones, that's kind of again bailed out a little bit with the potential market way of the hero.
Oh, Cfalcon with the dip here. Now, without the bow, this dip is definitely less fruitful than it could be.
I like this for two big reasons. One, water's a medallion. You might as well go in, get your boss key, and then decide whether you'll keep going or not. Secondly, you don't have Serenade. If there's an item in here, you're never coming back.
It's scenarios like this where, if I was running it, I would say I wish I had FW right now. If I was Cfalcon.
Yes. Well, and magic, but
Yeah. But if he keeps on going on at GDG, I mean, that's his problem solved. But it's whether he decides to. I mean, I can actually see him being forced to kind of go to GDG at this point. After Double.
Yeah, there's not much left. So GTG's... That's the thing. GTG is definitely on the cards for Cfalcon. It's just when Adult Lake is on the cards for Cola, because not only do they have to do Adult Lake, they need to set it up with Child Lake, because you know they can't do most of Adult Lake without setting it up first. So
you know what would be really funny?
If Pierre had something.
Well, that too, but like,
because that was running in my head.
If Gold Scale is in water.
That'd be pretty good.
True, actually.
I'll tell you what, if Cola might actually be saved a little bit here if Pierre does have something. If boss key's on Pierre, then...
Oh, true, yeah. That'll send it back over there. And then, of course, once you go to confirm it, you just grab the adult checks while you're there and...
Yeah. I say save, by the way. Cola's definitely not in trouble. It's just those irons aren't the best location they could be.
I mean, first ball could still be in forest this entire time. Just happily just sat there. Vanillary. And all.
I want something slightly worse.
Slightly worse than Vanilla Bow?
I want Din's Fire there, and the bow to be in the torches at the bottom of the water temple, that you normally shoot the bow through the torch.
Wow.
But if the first bow is in there, you have to open it with Din's.
I bloody love you.
Strength 2 to get magic, and then...
That's like super villain level of villainy right there.
I made a plan though at one point, but it wasn't worst case scenario. It was a kind of relatively nice one.
There's the boss key.
That means Cola has no reason to go over to Lake Hylia anytime soon. Other than, I guess, check density.
So we did have a hint for Burning Cack. Oh, Minuet, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So when Cola does find the ball, it makes getting back to Forest a bit easier.
I imagine Cola's fine with 8 hearts, but opting not to catch the fairy there.
A minute and 4 seconds is fine. Someone of Cola's caliber shouldn't mess this up. But then I said that about climbing the Deku tree.
Shh, you. Behave.
An hour and 20 minutes later, we could see a repeat. Do we see Cola death number 3?
I was going to say, for what it's worth, I've seen Cola do this with 40 seconds, and I've also seen Cola fail it with like a minute 20, so...
Cfalcon has left the Water Temple. Did they find the boss key?
Don't think he did.
I didn't see a boss key on their side, so... Alright.
Cola with a picture-perfect Volvagia fight.
Yeah, really strong. No issues there. No commentator curse unless they decide to fuck around for 30 seconds and kill themselves. Cfalcon off to GTG here. No extra items that can... Well, actually, no. They've got Song of Time and they've got Iron Boots. So Cfalcon can do the Toilet Bowl.
One extra thing in GTG. Oh, God.
Just a key on Volvagia. Now, Cola has limited progression here.
That key does put the rest of fire into logic.
It certainly does. So I'm wondering if Cola wants to go back in. I'm going to say no. That does unlock Minuet, which doesn't help anything other than just convenient access back to Forest Temple.
Yeah, I'd assume no, just because you've got other things that you'd rather do now, and you've got Valera to get back anyway.
Yeah.
But I don't think it will be long before Cola comes back here.
Hammer was in GTG.
Hammer was in the last logical check of GTG before everything sort of hit the fan.
and then Magic was in the last.
And then Magic decided to happen. Yeah.
Yeah. That makes me question that market way of the hero a little bit.
Oh, is Cola going to validate? He's put the claim check on C.
Is Cola going to pick up the green? Is Cola throwing? Is he throwing for content?
Amazing, my heart. Cola, the people's champion.
Cola, the villain right now. Oh. I normally trust in Cola to have good memes. Like,
so if Cola loses,
No!
Oh, Cola, I love you so much.
Cola is fantastic. I take back everything I said.
Put me up to put me down.
I am the happiest person in the world.
I'm going to write a sternly worded letter and complain.
I'm so pleased. If Cfalcon beats Cola by 7 seconds, I'm still going to say that Cola won. I am the happiest person in the world.
Was that deliberate, or did he just remember as he was going to hand it in?
I don't know. I want to say that was
I'd believe either at this point.
Yeah.
Knowing Cola, there's a reasonable chance it was deliberate, but
Cola. Wait. Where's Cola going? Oh, yes, go on.
Hammer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
good check
hammer.
on that side of the maze. Trenna, definitely not back to forest. I refuse to believe Cola is going back to Forest Temple.
yeah, Cola is the one who's done the forest, so...
I mean, he still could go further in. I mean,
It's not now. Like, they haven't even picked up Minuet yet. There's no way you walk back to Forest.
yeah, fair enough. Quite easy to slot back in at this point, of course.
I always like putting on hovers doing those crouch stabs. You don't recoil.
I didn't know that. Alright, gonna pick up Minuet. Can't do anything else around the graveyard and Cack here, so we'll see what the play is afterwards. I mean, to be fair, they might go back to Forest. I'd be really fucking surprised if they did.
Yeah. I guess we still always have the option of it's 30 skulls and the hint is in the outside Gerudo Valley grotto.
That would be hilarious.
I think this is Cola going to Child Lake.
Especially with that scale as well. I think
There is nothing. I think Cola's going to go to Domain into Lake here.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to find Lake Hylia Wave the hero and pick up their irons from this play. That's why they picked up Minuet here.
My first thought was actually the rest of Goron City.
They could
route.
include that here. They could do this Goron City and then into Domain. But I think I'd be more inclined if I was Cola to skip Child GC.
Yeah, I don't know how much metagaming these two will be doing. I don't know how much they'll have looked at what, each other are likely to do or unlikely to do. It might be the kind of play where if you think your opponent never does Child Goron City, then you maybe make the play to do it.
Yeah, maybe. I still think that hints are really big right now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I agree.
So I think going into Lake is just a smart move. Oh, Cola getting his bugs out. Potentially gonna play for 30 skulls without the hint.
Wow.
I mean, it's not a bad play.
Mm.
I've seen it before.
No, it's not a bad play at all. I'm surprised it's coming from Cola.
Yeah, that is true. That's a fair comment.
And yeah, the hint could be in exactly two places right now. We've not seen the desert one either, have we?
No.
So desert and outside Gerudo Valley are the two hints that they have access to that we haven't seen. Also, have we all seen what Cfalcon's doing?
Toilet, let's go.
Oh.
I mean, you have to. Like, there's nothing wrong with this play.
Oh, I keep forgetting about Lens. Yeah, desert one is not in logic. It's just outside Valley. Goddamn Lens. Yeah, I guess if Cfalcon thinks that the Iron Boots might be necessity there, like, or if you think the Iron Boots are potentially an advantage you've got, then maybe you push the Iron Boots checks that little bit more.
Zeph, I'm fairly sure that was fixed quite a while ago. It definitely was broken at points, but I think from 4.1? 5.1, right, okay.
Also, I always blank on which grotto needs which again. So I guess we don't have any hints available, so yeah. At this point, not 30 skulls.
We've really seen every hint. Yeah, I guess we have.
Falcon having a little trouble with one of the rupees there.
That's because Silver Rupee Collision sucks ass. But at least doing the toilet is not too bad with quick swap boots.
I mean, if this is the toilet, I want to know who poops fish. Because there's fish in there.
Jabu.
No idea why.
It's because it's like a swelling pool of water that's usually full of shit, so...
Well, it was an item, but nothing that we needed, just $5.
And with a full wallet, it just went straight back into the toilet.
Shawnee thinks that they're polygammon today.
Hey, I enjoy that. You keep that work up.
Don't encourage them.
Irons is adult fishing, and Mirror Shield is the hammerlock chest on GTG. Speaking of hammer, there it is.
Mm-hmm.
Cfalcon picking up theirs is going to go there fairly shortly.
And here is Cola making the dive into the lake.
Yeah, so Cola's going to get the information that Cfalcon has, is going to get their iron boots soon, isn't going to be able to do anything with it. So, what is left at this juncture?
So Cola can dip into water as well, and Cfalcon will go and clear, beat fire. After that, they have the rest of fire. They have the bow chest in forest.
Which potentially leads to the falling ceiling chest.
Right, yeah. And is that it?
I mean, we really don't have much.
Yeah, I mean, like Tic Tac got been checked by both.
GV Hammer Chest is dead.
Yeah, that's the Stone of Agony over there.
Yeah, it's a Stone of Agony. Ain't no one picking that up.
Mm.
They have Market Way of the Hero, but can't do either one of the two
Yeah.
things left there.
So we do not have much left. I'm trying to think if Cfalcon did all of the checks available in Water Temple. I know they got two of the 4 items they could have done, but I'm not sure if they did all.
Did they do any of the key locked rooms?
I honestly don't know.
I think what might have happened is they did everything they could do because of keys. I think it might be that double keys were locked behind having a bow or... just a bow at that point. Or I guess arguably Dins for the bottom one.
Cole's just safe quit. Why? Why did Cola safe quit? Go on, see?
Buying...
More skulls?
Bugs, yep.
Mm.
Wow, really pressing hard for skulls. God damn.
I guess Cola hasn't done the back of lake hints, so...
No, Cola does have some hints that it could be on, for sure. Just surprised that Cola... Wait, Cola didn't check the hint.
Cola didn't check any of the hints.
Cola
there.
didn't check the Lake Hylia Wave the Hero
Oh,
hint.
no.
Oh, no! That's terrible!
I on the flip side, I guess, what else does Cola do after this?
Yeah, I mean, there's barely anything left. But if they go deep fire before Adult Lake, I mean, I guess you got to do Lake to get a Scarecrow if you're going to commit to deep fire, surely.
And Iron Boots won't open up enough else that getting them later won't be costly because it's not led to anything.
Not picking up that, I think that was a mistake. Not picking up that hint stone when you come out of Zora's domain. I think you go left and then you go back to the Scarecrow and do fishing. I think that was a mistake.
I quite like the idea of getting them as an adult, just because movement is faster.
Yeah, but information is like the earlier you get information, the better. If you find Fire Temple Way of the Hero in that hit, then you know exactly what you're going to go and do.
But at that point, you still want to go to get the Scarecrow anyway, in case of Pierre. So yeah, I think if you know you're going back to the lake either way, then you just get them on the fastest route, which will be adult coming in from field as opposed to child from domain.
I just struggle to not see a reason to get that early. Like, what if you see Desert Colossus Way of the Hero?
I mean, for the record, I think what should have happened was when Cola reset back to GTG earlier, should have gone into the lake, picked up the 3 hints then, and then reset. But because that would have been the fastest route to get to them. Oh, we haven't seen the Medigoron hint.
No, I've not seen Medigoron.
There is a hint in.
I wonder if, well, I don't think Cola's going to get that now.
We never saw the top of DMC either, the one in there.
I think we did. I think one of them did the DMC hint.
Yeah, one of them did.
I thought we saw the grotto, but not the hint above it.
No, I'm sure one of them did it.
I'm fairly sure one of them got the hint. And it was, I think it was the repeat of Saria's song. Maybe?
Oh, chat says stone.
Oh, apparently Cfalcon has died for the restream. Not died for me, so I can tell you that they've made it across the desert successfully.
Just listening to the highlights on the radio.
Alright, Cola going back adult. No serenade, so a lengthy ride back to lake if that's not what they choose to do. Alright. Colossus Fairy. New check. Is just $50.
Hello, guys.
Hello, Trina.
Hey.
From what I can tell, people want to kind of see a 30 skull bet? Like, what's on them?
Oh, jeez.
What's on 30 skulls?
Would be interesting for a bet. I wait until Cfalcon
Let's wait until we see this in here.
Yeah.
I did not see.
It's Skull Mask.
What was...
I can't see what that is on top of the archway.
No.
I think that was just a bloopy there.
I didn't think that looked like a bloopy.
Ah, see, it's serenade!
Sub.
Told you should have crossed the desert earlier.
Cola hoping that a Poe would have spawned there, so fired off a bomb tube.
That's a sequence break. He tries to kill them.
I mean, at this point, if you can do it, you absolutely do, right?
But they are going back to lake here.
Is Epona underground? Has Epona spawned underground again?
Possibly. That used to happen to me all the time.
We can hear her screaming, we just don't know where from.
I mean, Epona is a ridiculous creature, really.
You're not wrong.
Cola's just going to give up and walk over anyway.
The amount of times I used to leave Castletown, play Epona's song, and then Epona just wouldn't fucking spawn.
They say it's the same in Gerudo Fortress after you've just exited the training ground. Play opponent's song in order to go do archery, and then just you hear her, but you can't see her, and you look for her, and not there to be found. So it's like, okay, well, I'm not doing horseback archery today then, am I?
Cfalcon doing a lot of checks which aren't Fire Temple here.
I guess
Fire
this is
would've
just
been the play.
efficient routing, I guess. Or more accurately, I guess this is like assuming you have to do every check. This is the most like time efficient route to do it.
Is it? You play Bolero, go into fire, finish it, come out, and then you do these checks? Is that not like more efficient?
They're basically the same, right?
Well, no, because this way you have to play Bolero.
Well, no, because after you've come out, you beat fire, and then you just go straight back in with the key from Volvagia.
That's if you, but that's if you want to go back in.
I always assume that. I don't know. I think if you, like I say, if you're planning to clear everything, if you're like assuming you're just gonna 100% at this point, I think this is basically the most efficient or time efficient route to do it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because at that point you're going, well, I'm gonna go back into fire afterwards and full clear it, and then you can just warp away at the end of fire.
I'm curious that Cola's tracker currently says there are only 9 checks left in Logic. Now, Iron Boots is going to increase that a little bit, but not a lot.
How
Yeah,
far
really running low.
How far did Cola get in fire? Boss key again.
Boss key was the, I think it was the side room on the middle floor.
Lower Boulder Maze, yeah.
Yeah, lower Boulder Maze.
The second
that's the one.
check.
I couldn't think of the words to describe lower Boulder Maze, so I went side room on middle floor.
So
Sure,
there's,
why not?
with what Cola knows at that point, there's, you can just see Cola on like the tracker just marked the Iron Boots, and 3 checks were added in.
Nice.
So
One of them being the Tektite Grotto, which we've already seen.
and then the toilet, and I guess only one of the. That can't be right. That only one of the ones in water is in Logic. It's 2 of them, right?
I guess it depends on keys. With no bow.
I feel like the first 2 are just in Logic no matter what. Cola might have already done Tektite. That might be it, yeah.
I'm not used to Solly's tracker, so I don't know if you just like tick things off as you go, so...
Yeah, you mark off every dead item,
Right, okay.
everything. So then we have bow chest, 3 at the top of the Boulder Maze in fire, and then 3 above that. Well, that's 7. So of the 9 checks remaining on Cola's tracker just there, 7 of them were in fire. And admittedly, a lot of those are keys, but...
Man, this bow is buried deep in this seed. Jesus Christ. And to think, there is still a chance to solve dungeons. No sign of the light arrows just yet.
Oh, just as a small thing, it's coming up in chat about the lab dive, like, hookshot thing. I've had issues with it before. If I aim at the bottom of the crate, if I aim at the top, it's fine with the quick swap. For some reason.
I normally find that the bottom of the crate works for me best, but it's inconsistent regardless.
Yeah.
Cubs has timed out Amazing Ampharos. Get fucked, I guess. I don't know what that's about. Bottom of the well has not been checked because Song of Storms is on all dungeons.
So I guess the big question now is, how far out of logic does Cola go in water, and how does Cfalcon go back into fire?
I think Cola goes as out of logic as he can possibly go. With so few checks left. Cola is going to do as much as water as possible.
I was about to say something mildly controversial.
Uh-oh.
I think he can afford to when he's got a tracker telling him what's in logic anyway.
Hi-oh!
Doesn't matter how far out of logic you go at that point, right? Nah, I think as long as you're able to track the logic, it's fine to go out and just know that, oh, okay, this is logically bow locked. That means my bow isn't locked behind these things. It's unlikely you'll find anything there anyway.
I think this is the boss key on Cfalcon's side now, if I recall correctly. There we go. So, it is gonna go a bit further. Okay. I respect this, with not many things left.
We're also going to see more from Cola, I think. I don't think we saw Cfalcon do the dragon chest.
I'm convinced I saw Cfalcon push this block. So I think.
Maybe this was where Cfalcon left. This was the last thing that Cfalcon.
Yeah, Cfalcon definitely did this. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I remember the hover across.
Oh.
Oh, talking of which.
Alright, so Cfalcon just finding the one extra check and can't go any further, so needs to go and beat Volvagia. Which I guess at this point is, interestingly enough, Volvagia means that fire isn't bow lock, so there's every chance at this point the bow is just on the top of Fire Temple.
Requiem wasn't hinted, but we do know that it has to be in Ice Cavern at this point, right?
Yeah, it's in ice.
Yeah, we've seen everything else.
Yeah,
so
100%. Alright, Cola's going back to fire. So, if Cfalcon goes back into fire straight after beating Volvagia, then we are, what, a minute and a half apart? Something like that?
Yeah, around that.
2 minutes? Both got the same items, same medallions.
Done almost identical things.
Yeah, I mean, they're both essentially out of checks. But yeah, Tren with a good point that Cola has done a lot of forest. Cfalcon, I'm surprised hasn't dipped any forest, considering how dry this sort of last hour has been.
Right, whereas the difference on Cfalcon's side was picking up Serenade on the Requiem check.
Yeah.
Not worth quite as much.
Ciao Mada with the sub. Thank you, and GG.
Cfalcon missing the quick kill there on... did the bomb timing right, but didn't stun in between, so not quite enough hits for the Master Sword.
Oh, Cola! Oh! Ooh. Oh, I thought that was a third death. Jesus.
I mean, the thing is, does Cfalcon go back into fire? I mean, does he have anything realistically left outside of fire?
Cfalcon has to go back
forest.
into fire. You've got forest.
Forest is the other
that's it.
Yeah.
And I think if you're here, you might as well. You don't have Minuet, so I think finish off Fire Temple and then go to Forest. But I will say that I wouldn't blame him for doing it the other way around.
Also, just offhand, chat asking about like the difference between these two and how Cola's ahead if they've done basically the same things. Do you guys think that part of it is the fact that Cfalcon did Gerudo Valley as child?
I think the fact that Cfalcon has gone across the desert. I think that's the only thing Cola hasn't done.
That's kind of comparable to like Dipping Forest, I think, right?
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
So those end up about the same, and then at that point, Cfalcon is still like you say, a good minute and a half behind.
Yeah.
Oh,
Cfalcon
Cfalcon
pointing out the chickens also.
Right.
Done, so.
Yeah, that's true. Also, that's Cola's other in logic check on the tracker. So it was literally just fire, chickens, and the bow chest.
Imagine being this deep and being like, you know what? Chickens is my last location. Fuck it. Wait, did Cola get the chest there?
No, he'll get it on the way out. I think it's more efficient to do this room, climb up, jump over to the bow chest, and then go through there to the top level.
Oh, strength 2.
So that
Okay.
probably puts magic in,
Probably. Yeah.
as well as a couple more things in GTG.
It also, well, it doesn't put spirit into logic, but it certainly means that you can do it if you get there. So if we find lens in here, okay, that is not the item I thought we'd find.
Yeah, for what it's worth, we can see Cola's tracker with the number of in-logic checks, and it went up by 3, which is -1 for the strength 2, the chest that had strength 2, and +4 for GTG, and that's it.
But yeah, is that just for magic? Is that actually going to lead to anything, or is this literally just for magic?
I think you still have to go and do it, because
Oh,
at the point...
gotcha. Yeah.
Well, as in, even if you're thinking, oh, that's probably just for magic, what else are you doing? Like, we just spoke about how the only other options are chickens and the vanilla bow chest.
Yeah.
Oh, I would really, really enjoy a nice spicy hammer chest dins. That would be... Oh.
So after fire is literally the back room in GTG, and then spirit.
Not well. I mean,
Our
spirit's not
logic.
even in logic.
It would be the bow chest. It's just that at that
The thing
point.
is, if we do find lens in here, not only does it unlock Spirit Temple, it unlocks Treasure Chest game.
Right, which you've got to assume they'll do.
There's
Oh, finally!
the
Never
bow.
mind.
Holy Christ.
And suddenly, like, I just want to see the number tick up when Cola marks that bow. Hey, how many checks are in logic? He's not marked it yet, so. That is pretty huge, though. That unlocks Big Pose, so that's one of your Way of the Hero market. It gives you forest completion. I love doing that. So good.
I think you do Forest first. I think you'll do Forest first. Then you can leave via Kakairi Forest, do Pose on the way back to Castle.
Right. Yeah, I think you do forest first, because if you find your long shot in forest, you can go straight to water, and then just assume one of the market checks is your light arrows.
My god, an item hunt for lens, though, would be fucking hilarious.
You just 1 in 32 at that point, right?
Oh my
Yeah.
god, it'd be hilarious.
Man, I think they've both got full wallets, so yeah, they do. So that's 10 goes.
Yep, save as adult, go child. 20 times in, try again. 20 times in, try again.
Did Cola do Pierre?
Maybe not.
Oh, I'm not sure.
No, I'm fairly sure he skipped it.
Didn't matter.
Okay. Well, it was a key, so gets away with one.
Jeez, if you swap that key and that bow though, because he had the key to go through to the top. You could swap those logically, no problem.
There's another key. Oh! Oh my god!
Jim, you called it. You called it.
So, can we say bottom of the well light arrows at this point?
Yep.
I mean, we could do. If Big Pose is long shot.
Jeez, fire just had everything though.
God damn.
I mean, if Big Pause's Ruto's letter, I think that's pretty much just sealed the deal. How ridiculous they could possibly be.
Amazing. If Big Pose is Ruto's letter, I'll lose my fucking
That would
mind.
be so good. Cfalcon, not thrilled.
So that magic now is definitely in logic.
Mm-hmm. So you just intended to do deep fire before you went over to GGG.
Mm.
So you had to go to GTG, get the hammer, to go back to fire, to go back to GTG to get the magic.
Yep.
And potentially back to GTG again now that you've got the silver gauntlet.
Also, for what it's worth, Cfalcon here skipped the hammer chest, which if you're planning on full clearing is slower, but is going to pay off here because, yeah, Cfalcon gets to skip the hammer chest while Cola skipped Pierre.
Alright, Big Pose. Big Pose.
Oh no.
It's a treasure game. It's
Get in!
Oh my god!
Oh, we are in for a roller coaster.
Happy time, everyone!
So it can't be the long shot locked behind AD, because there is a key on the right hand of the Colossus.
I mean, that could be bait. It could be long shot on treasure game.
Right.
That could just be really inconveniently placed bait.
Lens in Ice Cavern? Like, that would do both.
Oh my god.
That would be
Oh
beautiful.
my god. And all of a sudden, this seed has exploded. Happy 2 hours, everyone. We have no fucking idea what's going on anymore.
Far too much acting. I can't handle it.
Holy Christ. This went from the driest,
Better yet,
realistic seed in the world
better yet, if
deep
Lens...
fire absolutely explodes your seed. Holy shit.
If Lens is in Ice Cavern, the letter is Way of the Hero for spirit access, because
Yeah.
whichever way you pick, you need the letter to get either Lens or Requiem.
Oh,
So neither of those is Way of the
word.
Hero at that point for
Oh
spirit
my
access,
word.
but the letter could be. So if Lens is in Ice Cavern, you suddenly have to worry about all of spirit.
Honestly, I was mentally prepared for this seed to be over in about 25 minutes when we just find long shot on Big Pose. Nope. No longer prepared for anything that the seed has. Not even a little bit.
Oh, this scene is
And
beautiful.
this goes from Cola having a small advantage to no one having an advantage.
No,
Because
yeah, anything can still
Now
happen.
you've got to make your mind up over where letter leads you to. Is it all dungeons? Is it Jabu? Is it Ice Cavern? Is it bait? Who knows?
I guess Cola does still have the advantage in that they followed the same path since Fire, And since basically they both went back into fire, I say that Cfalcon's playing. Oh, Cfalcon hasn't done Burning Cack. Okay. But yeah, they follow the same path. So Cola is still slightly ahead in that sense. But the second there's a divergence, it's okay. It's anyone's game. Like, we'll see what happens. Cola has the advantage, but it's nowhere near as much as it was before.
Cfalcon forgetting that he has done the Composer Graven. Great.
To be fair, my head would be fried after this as well.
Chat reminded me that we've got to do a podcast recording after this, talking about this race as part of it. I'm just like, I'm gonna need like a bit to relax. I'm pretty sure that's said with knowledge of who rolled it, but you know, I'd believe otherwise.
Well, I was ready for this to bow out in 25 minutes or so, but I'm gonna go get an alcoholic drink because we're in for a fucking ride.
Oh, get me one. Love a beer.
So both runners at this point know Market's Way the hero, they both know Ruto's letter on Big Pose, and they both have everything except for Long Shot and Lights.
Yeah. With Song of Storms sat on AD. Oof. I mean, finally with that ball, we are getting new checks now. So.
Alright, I'm back with some rhubarb cider. Let's go.
Oh, nice.
I just want to mention that in the time between Cola, I mentioned Cola found the bow, and I was like, I want to see how many things are in logic with that. In that time, Cola's found the bow, Din's Fire, and Ruto's letter, and now has 4 times as many checks in logic.
Yeah. Rob, I don't even think we can explain how this has gone concisely.
Yeah, it was like the most...
It was going pretty well, and then everything dried up, and then everything exploded. That's essentially what's happened.
Choked seed I've probably ever seen. It was Deep Fire, chickens, Deep Fire or Vanilla Bow and nothing else. And then all of a sudden there's 40 checks in logic and everything's opened up, and it's probably AD, but maybe not.
Did someone order some spaghetti? I think someone ordered some spaghetti.
Huh.
We're getting some spaghetti logic right here.
Did somebody order a fucking mess? Delivered.
Like, it still wouldn't surprise me if it was just Long Shot is in Ice Cavern, the end. Or both Long Shot and Lens are in Spirit. Like, that wouldn't surprise me too much. But if you're running a race like this, you've got to be, you know, you're kind of bricking it at this point. Like, oh no, imagining all those worst case scenarios, and you're just like, okay, I'll just play into this one. Hope it's not terrible. Just follow the train. Like, follow one thing.
Lens! There's the lens.
So it's not for Spirit access. We know that now. Do you do Lens game before you go to Ice Cavern?
Yes. 100% of the time, yes.
Yeah, I think I do as well. I think so.
Save as adult, go back child, do it. If it ends up being nothing important, you just reset and boom, you're back adult. And
well, I was
get on with your life.
I was thinking, save as child, do Lens game, reset back to turn in the letter.
Oh, that. Yeah, that sounds much more sensible.
But yeah, at this point, if there is bait to be had out there, you do not want to get dragged down this huge chain of go into Ice Cavern and get Requiem. So you're like, okay, child side Spirit, and then you maybe find your boomerang along that route. You just do one check, figure it out early.
Alright, Forrest. You gonna hide the boomerang for us as well? Because that'd be fun. Oh, you know what? The best thing in the world would be
Would it be Boomerang on Lens game?
Yes, if Boomerang is on treasure chest minigame. Oh, oh my god.
Also, I like the idea that chat's pointing out here that it could just be like Deep Spirit and Requiem is key logic, and Ice Cavern is. So,
but that's the thing. It could be so many things now.
I think at this
it's
point,
not just a simple case of following the logic or following the items. It just could be like 4 or 5 things.
I think at this point, the first thing you have to do is check Lens game, just confirm that it is 100% Ruto's letter, nothing else.
Yeah.
After that, I think you turn in a letter from Lens game, but then when you go adult, I think it depends on how far ahead or behind you feel. I think if you're ahead, you go straight to Ice Cavern. If you're behind, you go to Spirit, I think.
But that's slow. Like, by the time you get, even if you rushed Ice, that you don't actually save a lot of time just going to Spirit. It'd be quicker to, not quicker, but if you, rushing Ice would be sort of the.
I guess if you're going to get Requiem, right, and I guess the other question is. The other question is, how far behind do you feel? Because I think if you think you're really far behind, you're actually probably better off still doing Ice Cavern then, in a weird way. Because at that point, you're making a specific play to go to Child Spirit immediately, whereas the obvious, if you think you're ahead, you do Ice Cavern and then you do Adult Spirit. So if you think you're really far behind, you still go to Ice Cavern and you push Child Spirit instead.
Yeah, this is an interesting one. It's the decisions aren't super clear. Again, Lens game first, I think, is 100% the play.
Yeah, because at least then you've got a full cleared way of the hero area, and you can just concentrate on what was there.
Yeah, going to Ice Cavern after that, for me, 90% of what most people would do after that. But then after Ice Cavern, it's anyone's game.
Also, it's coming up with like Rang Chest and Jabber as well. I guess that ties into the how far behind do you feel, because none of them have Farore's Wind. So I think if you're ahead, you skip it. If you think you're ahead, you skip it. Yeah. And if you think you're only slightly behind, you probably skip it. But if you think you're really far behind, I think you play to that.
Yeah. It is still 2 things we're after as well. It's not 1, it is 2. So skipping too much is dangerous.
The letter opens up 2 hints.
It does. We might finally get our 30 skull hint.
Yeah. Also, I think Cola's on 27 skulls, so even if he does do Ice Cavern, and assuming that those hints aren't in the fountain, he's still going to get his 30 skulls anyway.
Oh, yeah.
So. I'm not too sure on what Cfalcon's skull count is right now.
Yeah, the bow is in Compass Chest in Deep Fire alongside Din's Fire on Deepest Goron.
And Strength 2 in the Boulder Maze.
Yep.
Fire is
upper Boulder Maze.
All stacked.
Has 5 items, 3 of them are items. Is it 5 or 6?
I always forget for Fire and Forest. I think like one of them's 6 and one of them's 7, and I forget which way round they are. Or something like that. Fires. Okay.
Huh. Rob Dog with a fair point that we haven't seen a slingshot yet.
Oh no.
Oh, what if it's slingshot in the treasure chest minigame? Like, what the fuck do you do at that point?
You still go to Ice Cavern. It's just density at that stage, right?
Yeah, all roads point to Ice Cavern right now.
Ice Cavern into Spirit, because you're just like, whatever. It might be bait, but it's my best. It's my best set of checks anyway.
Alright, Phantom Ganon, last chance of Forest Temple to give us something spicy. Always has the long shot. Does he have it today? No. Just a piece of heart. Okay. So, let the fun begin, guys. Trenter, I think we should open up a bet of where is the long shot.
I kinda want to, but we still haven't resolved the 30 skull bets.
Oh, really?
Oh, what?
Oh,
we're gonna see the hints in Ice Cavern, I'm gonna assume. So outside Ice Cavern. So I guess we can immediately just like close that, go from there, unless it's found along the way.
Curse this bet.
I mean, I can clear it, but then it's like, eh.
I don't know. We'll wait until we see the hint, and I assume we'll see it reasonably soon. This is where
child.
Yeah, it's turning in the letter, I guess. This is where Cola just skips the hints, doesn't care about them at all, doesn't turn in 30, and
I think you still check the hint
Cola...
at the fountain.
So here's an interesting point. Cola set it to night.
He's going for landscape.
He's going landscape first. He set it to night before after beating forest.
Yeah, you've got to do landscape first.
And then the other thing is, do you immediately go and save quit and turn in the letter there? And then after that, where do you go? Do you go straight to Ice Cavern? Or do you go to Child Cack at night to get the last 3 skulls to get your 30?
He's already done Child Cack at night. There's no way he's going back there.
I see. I thought Cfalcon did. I thought Cola
No,
did.
Cola did that quite early.
Oh,
no, Cola
yeah,
did
with the
that
chew. Yeah.
yeah.
Never mind.
All right, lefts and rights in chat, folks. This is Cola's second attempt at lens game.
Left, right. Left,
Hey,
right,
if
left,
this
right.
is something and he didn't get the one in front of you, he'll be pissed. All right, all you left folks are wrong. Ian Malcolm with 6 rights. I'm not sure that's the right combination of numbers there.
I like Mido's bet with middle on the last chest.
I mean, technically, that's the only correct bet.
No, I'm still in. I've got 4 rights and a left.
Oh.
Doesn't Cola always do all left?
Not today.
No, I was going to say, we're
Not
on
for
like...
this one.
This is the anti-Cola.
Rip. Team right for the win.
Is that 5 rights?
That was all 5, yeah.
Oh, it's a bloopy.
And it's the
It's the bloopy. Ruo's letter, Way of the Hero.
I keep wanting to make terrible puns, and I keep not wanting to be the person making terrible puns.
Oh, do it. I dare you. Double dare you.
I'm just saying, you know, chat's lens game went pretty alright.
Hey. Chat disapproves, but I enjoyed it. Thank you.
Alrighty, so following this letter, turn it in, and so there's 2 things I'll be interested to see if Cola does here. I don't expect to see the boomerang chest, but the first one is the hints, and then the second one is the fairy fountain as child.
I'd be surprised if he checked the... Well, I don't know. I think boomerang chest here, I think, is a really bold gamble.
Right, yeah.
I think he'll probably get the left hint as child, but not do fountain. He'll open up Jabu, maybe.
I feel like if you're save quitting out anyway, I wouldn't open Jabu, because I think if you're coming back here, you have to go through domain anyway, so you might as well get the...
He's not opening up Jabu, he's not going for a fish, so...
Yeah.
Right, oh, he has the pole show.
Yeah, this is just open up and then leave.
I actually like the idea of going in for the fairy fountain, but yeah, Cola is just straight out there.
I don't see the point of going in for the fairy fountain if you're going to go there as adult anyway, so...
True, yeah. I guess, well, but I guess it's that if it's that one check, it saves you the journey back there as adult,
Yeah,
but
yeah, you're right.
The odds of that happening are low enough that
Yeah, maybe you check that, or feel more inclined to check that if you didn't have Minuet in a scale or boots or something like that. If it's a longer route back,
right,
I can definitely see more reasons to do it.
Mind you, if Colo goes back as adult to the fountain, checks the hints, because we're still missing one way the hero hint, I believe.
Right.
Yeah, we are.
So if that says bottom of the well, who, you know,
This can't be faster than Minuet, can it?
I think it probably is.
Really? By a second. Well,
Amazing.
damn it.
Oh, but they did move Mido, so that's true. So maybe Minuet would actually have been better anyway.
Well, it's
Oh,
not
that goes-
fast if you run into a rock for 5 seconds, so... Rip the time save. Lord Xenu, you want a meat feast, and if possible, you should add goat's cheese.
Barbecue sauce. Always barbecue
No,
sauce.
Don't add barbecue sauce to a
Always
pizza.
barbecue sauce.
You use it as a dip, you don't add it as a topping.
No, you have it as the sauce.
No, no, no! What do you mean you have barbecue sauce as the sauce? What's wrong with you?
Like
That is-
every
that is a
good
thing.
pizza.
I know
every
it's a
good
thing.
pizza.
I mean, not
It's a-
every good pizza, but like it is a pretty good thing to have every now and again.
Oh my god. You know what? I'm not going into the pizza debate because this could last years.
Just go simple and go 4 cheese.
Pineapple is
Barbecue
no,
sauce as
cheese
a
is too
base.
boring.
You're all wrong.
Also, pineapple is fine on pizza, but not with barbecue sauce. They clash.
Now, is Cola going to go for the hints?
You've got to believe that he's going to go for the hint at the fountain.
Yeah.
Right.
Fairy fountain, but
I think you get the
He's been
fountain
that-
one on the way in and the other one on the way out.
yeah, that's the optimal route there. If you still need it on the way out, I guess.
Yeah.
And this could just be for Requiem, so it's quite likely. Yeah. Well, that's a repeat again.
Yeah. That key has not
Still,
moved. It is still on the right.
Still no 30 skull hint.
It's that gentle reminder that the long shot isn't locked behind storms. That's all that is.
I would kill for a bottom of the well way the hero didn't know. Good god.
It would be so good.
Okay, well, it's not the fairy. We are one of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 checks down. 7 to go.
So here's the thing, right? Given how little is available right now,
Oh, there's the boomerang!
I'm gonna stop.
Oh
everything I was just
my
saying.
god!
I'm gonna stop every single thing I was just saying.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Hi.
Yeah.
That's just a pack of bombs.
I might consider clearing the bed for something else, like a long shot.
Oh my god.
Good God almighty.
And that letter way of the hero is either child side spirit at this point, because we got our lens, or it's the boomerang, or it's Jabu,
This.
or obviously the rest of Ice Cavern, I guess. I actually really hope this leads to a slingshot. That would be amazing. That would be unbelievably good.
Because at this point... Oh, I guess shoot the sun isn't something that could be a thing. 'Cause that is like the one check left that's not in this horrible chain, but you do see a long shot for that one. So I guess light arrows could be there.
Mhm. The funny thing is that King Zora isn't locked by the letter because they did have the 2 wallets.
Yeah, that's true.
So depending on what they find here, it's arguable to even skip that at the end of this.
Well, in case it's light arrows, you don't skip that.
I think if they find light arrows in Ice Cavern, they skip King Zora at that point.
Well, no, because then you'd.
I guess you're still looking for your long shot.
Rose letter would
actually.
still be way of the heroes
Yeah.
by arrows, and there's no reason long shot. would be
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Fair. Oh, they have so much available now.
Yep, 39 checks in logic for Cola. That's a lot. Alright, well, Cfalcon getting the sad news that Rose letter is in fact way of the heroes, so going to Zora's domain now.
I guess this is the one strength for Cfalcon here is, we mentioned it earlier, you know, Cola had dipped Forest while Cfalcon had Serenade. If it's AD, Falcon going over the desert to get Serenade is actually going to come in pretty vital here.
Well, thing is, Cola can just go and get it, because he's going to get Requiem soon. So we're not going to waste too much time there. Is that bomb?
I guess
pack?
it's just this one visit.
Light arrows!
Oh, no. Yep. Okay.
So where the fuck is the long shot?
It's not AD then.
Yeah.
Alright, so Spirit is now fully in logic, right? So it's in Spirit Temple?
No, deep. Anything that's locked by 5 keys logically in Spirit is not in logic and is 100% not required at this point.
Well,
so
no,
anything.
Spirit is in logic.
The rest of Spirit
deep,
is.
Not deep.
Yeah.
Spirit is in.
But everything from the. Oh, I guess just the 2 top checks and. Is that it? Yeah, just the 2 top checks in Spirit and Twin Rover
Oh, it could still
are
be.
not.
It
Like
could still
100%
be,
not.
Still be just strength locked in GTG.
That's true, actually. Yeah, we
And
haven't
that
seen.
is. I can't see many people going for that early.
We haven't
Yeah,
seen
not over Spirit, no, definitely not.
bow and strength checks, yeah.
But I can see Spirit being full cleared before going back over to GTG.
I think I like Spirit into GTG, though.
Mm-hmm.
Oh!
Wait! What is a bow
Wow!
on 30 skulls?
There was a
There's a
bow
bow
on
on
30!
30 skulls in the middle of it!
Oh boy. Oh boy, I'm dead.
Trent, you have to change your address again.
Oh my god.
Wow.
I was gonna say you don't even have the whole thing here of like, oh, they're not gonna get flights over. Like Cola's close enough to.
He
Come
will
on.
find you.
Amazing.
And before anyone asks, no, that bow on 30 is not bow locked.
No, it's not. You've got a hook shot and bottle. So that's not
Bizarrely, yeah.
That hint though is bow locked, so
Right, so let's get this long shot out.
indeed.
Unless it's here.
Oh, the information was. Yeah, okay. I guess that depends on where. It's okay. It's entirely possible that the other hint was in the Gerudo Valley outside Grotto, and magic is in logic with strength 2. So it's possible that you got the hint for that,
Or it's
That
Medigoron.
or it's Medigoron. We
Yeah,
still never
no
saw
one said
Medigoron.
Medigoron. It could have just been there. And that would have changed this seed so much if there's a 30 skull hint on Medigoron.
Oh my god.
Alright, Cfalcon dipping Jabu here.
This
Cola. Yeah, okay. Cola.
is a
was-
maneuver.
Cola's pissed.
Turn around to watch it fly off, right? Ah, too far away.
Alright, get those bets in, folks. It could very well just be on our friend King Weep. Oh, first logical slingshot, baby. Let's go.
Oh, bravo.
Well, if the other way of the hero hint shows up now, it's not bait, at least.
Fucking hell.
Lost Woods is hinted Baron. Whoever that target in the woods. Sorry.
Right, yeah. Lost Woods, Haunted Wasteland, and Ganon's Castle. Yay. So the only hints we've not seen are the 2 terrible grottos and Medigoron.
Well, we haven't seen any Song of Storms locked. Hints.
Right, sure. So Kokiri as well.
Yeah.
And did we? How much of Lost Woods did we see? We saw all of the hints.
We saw all of Lost Woods. Bar,
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So there's 4 hints. 2 of them are Way of the Heroes that we're missing.
Cola is checking Shoot the Sun. No, going back to water. I guess you can do more.
Bow and hovers. Yeah, go in, find your boss key at least.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, Iron Boots Way the hero, but you kind of just need Iron Boots, so...
Is this like the Ruto's letter, where it's not Way of the Hero enough unless there's something in Ice Cavern?
Yeah, it's always something in Ice Cavern behind an adult fountain. It can't. So long shot can't be on Shoot the Sun purple because you need long shot to get Shoot the Sun. That's the only thing we need.
Cfalcon's rank chest play not really paying off.
No, unfortunately not. Ice arrows though, so that's a great find. Rob, no one's touched Shadow. Dins was in Deep Fire along with half the seed, so not really had time to contemplate that one yet. And Shadow is one of those places that has a lot of checks, so it's definitely on the cards.
Right. Normally, like, I'm a big fan of Spirit over Shadow because it's, you know, it's 1 more check in Spirit, but there's 2 on Child side or whatever. But at this point, knowing that the long shot absolutely cannot be in the final 3 chests in Spirit, I think Shadow becomes far better at this point.
The thing is, though, is that you've got to still think about Bruto's letter Way of the Hero. It could be for Boomerang, which means you go Jabu. If it's not Boomerang, then you have to follow Requiem logic, right?
It's 100% for lights, at least.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Forget lights are in fucking Ice Cavern. Never mind, you know what I just said. Cola really struggling here with this trick. I think the optimal thing here is if you jump right a couple of times, you get a boost of momentum, and you can make this a lot easier. But get to this time.
Not too happy about that one. Also, yeah, I actually think it's really close between going to Shadow and specifically going into Spirit, doing all of Adult Side up to the point that's out of logic, and then going over to GTG from there to do the remaining, 9 chests, and they were missing 4 keys. So 5 checks in GTG as well.
Alright, just a normal key there.
I mean, it says we found 2 items in water earlier, right?
I think yes, at least.
So the remaining 2 have to be Dark Link and River Chest, which means the boss key is somewhere else and Morpha has a key.
Yeah, I don't understand water logic.
Basically,
when you need long shot here.
Basically, the important part is that there's 1 extra key, so one of the double key locked rooms can be a key. And in this case, it was the long shot locked one, so... boss key can be... Sorry, boss key can be anywhere. Boss key can still be on Dark Link or River, because then the item could be on Morpha. Sure.
Yeah.
So boss key can be absolutely anywhere. But,
yeah, because in order for Dark Link to actually be in logic, you need at least 5.
Right, which are... either long shot locked at this point, or... Oh, wait, no. Hold on.
Yeah, so that's his 5th key, because he's used 2 to get to the boss key chest.
Right, yeah.
So that's his 5th key, so Dark Link is in logic.
And the other one is irrelevant wherever it ends up being.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, as Rob says, that was the fourth key because they saved some
yeah.
after getting the chest. So I think this chest has to be a key.
There's. So we still.
The key is out of logic because it doesn't have long shot.
I think.
But we've not seen Central Pillar, so.
Central Pillar has to be a key, right?
Either Central Pillar's a key or it's long shot locked.
I don't know. I don't fucking know.
I think at this point, because if two of the small keys... Central Pillar just has to be a key anyway, right? We know that at this point. No, we don't, because it could be Morpho. It could be Boss Key here, and it could be Morpho. Ignore me. See, water is more confusing than Spirit.
Yeah.
Rubbish.
No, it's not. It's absolutely not. I just went out of my way to learn Spirit, and I didn't learn Water as much. So when it is complex, it's a rare situation. But
all dungeons is dead because the Colossus right-hand statue is hinted as a key. So you need that key in order to actually. You need the long shot. Logically, in order to get that key. So a long shot can't be behind Spirit Temple, which is a stone. Speaking of Spirit Temple logic,
which is still confusing as all hell for most people. Yeah.
Yep. I mean, I'll just take a guess and just wait for people to correct me. Really, to be perfectly honest.
All right, there's Boss Key. So Morph is a key,
which means two of your keys are long shot locked, which means. Dark Link and the River are out of logic. Oh, they're long shot locked. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay, so
yeah.
It's Spirit time. Cfalcon is not a crazy amount behind, and in that sense, technically, if Spirit is dead and Cfalcon goes Shadow, they're probably in front. So it just depends on what they do after Ice. If they just follow in Cola's footsteps, they're probably going to lose. But if they choose something else and it is just a one-on-one hunt for the item, then
right. This is going back to what we were saying earlier about how Cola had the advantage, but as things opened up, there are more and more points where Cfalcon can kind of take that lead back.
Yeah.
And after Ice Cavern will be that big turning point, basically. I almost want to see someone go for like one of the other hints. Like, I don't know if Cfalcon ever did the hammer chest in Goron City, but I kind of want to see Cfalcon go there and just check many Goron on the way through.
First check isn't the key. Roman 971 with the 11. Oh, we found all 4 bottles this year, haven't we?
Yeah, bottle percent complete. Feels good.
Also, yeah, just to give a very general rundown on Spirit Keys. Basically, it's designed in such a way that if you use a key in the wrong place, you will always have a way out. So that can tell you a lot of things. The key on the right hand of the Colossus means the long shot has to be available before Spirit completion, because the options for that are all 5 keys or the long shot. The fact that there's a key there means you can't have all 5 keys, which means the long shot's required. Similarly, you get a lot of situations where you have a key on one of the 2 fire locked checks, which means at that point your Spirit completion is magic locked.
In short, the game assumes you're a massive idiot and will use the keys in the worst possible places in the world.
Yeah, I always make a point of emphasizing there is no kind of always in Randomizer. There are always exceptions to pretty much everything. But the general rule is that the first checks on each of adult and child side take 0 keys. The first room climbing up as child takes 1 key. And then most of the other checks take 3 up until the final door, which takes 5. Like, that's a general, and it's not a hard and fast rule. There are exceptions to that, depending on Requiem and the key placement and that kind of thing. But that's That's kind of a general rule to it.
And the Cfalcon can go straight to Spirit? Oh no, it's going to unthaw King's Aura.
Yeah, do it for the unfreeze, and then we have the really big call of where else?
I could see a Spirit Blade coming from Cfalcon.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if Cfalcon is Spirit. I think that is the... I'm not saying it's the smart play, but in terms of just following progression, is the play to make.
I think it's also reasonable, like, at this point, for Cfalcon to not feel especially ahead or behind. Like, you know how hard this seed bottlenecked, you know it was locked behind Deep Fire. You're probably putting it on execution, which is going to be fairly close.
Go on, Spirit.
This is where Cfalcon just, like, tricks us all and just crosses over to GTG for the... No, okay, never mind.
I'd be interested to see if Cola... If nothing is in adult side Spirit, whether Cola comes back as child, or whether Cola goes to not GTG, to Shadow Temple.
I'd be surprised if it was Child. I'd see either GTG or Shadow next, but probably not Child. Partially because it means more traveling through time, and partially because it's, 2 checks as opposed to countless in, like, what are we talking, like...
I mean, if Requiem being
20
where it
checks between the other two?
I mean, with Requiem being where it is, I could definitely see at least a key being on Child's side, so that might not necessarily have a lot of appeal for them, depending on how far they can get through.
Right. I guess Shadow plus GTG is 17 at this point. It's 5 in GTG and 12 in Shadow.
Alright, well, there's only 5 checks left for Cola here. Down to 4.
A lot of anticipation surrounding this.
Down to 3.
A very useless boss key.
Down to 2.
Uh,
2 checks left in Logic. We have Left Hand and we have the Silver Sunblock. And I think one of them has to be a key. No, we don't know because the child side, so never mind.
right.
Yeah.
Alright. Down to 1! Which you're probably... Oh, he's just skipping. He's not doing Silver Block route.
It's up at the BMOS room, right? Getting over there is going to be so slow at this point.
Oh, okay.
So the thing is, at this point, it just depends on who goes where, and this is that part where it comes down to playing the odds and also a little bit of metagaming. So Cfalcon is, completely reasonable thinking. Play safe, just play like the best play at each point, the most consistent thing. And to be fair, Falcon's execution has been really good. Cola's has just been a little more efficient in terms of routing and a little bit better in terms of execution. Like, tiny margins, but they're tiny margins that have led to a couple of minutes difference.
Yeah. Trenner, I was saying there is only 1 check left in Adult Spirit, which is the silver block room. I know there's still 2 checks left in Child side. But logically, there's only the silver block Adult. But can be done. All right, it's shadow time, baby.
So this is an interesting one, because if Cfalcon does the same route Cola did through Spirit, he'll come out on the hand and is in prime position to just reverse across to GTG, because he did open the gate earlier.
Ah.
Where I don't think Cola did, right?
I don't recall either doing it, but...
Well, Cfalcon
that's
crossed.
good for Cfalcon.
Yeah, Cfalcon crossed to get Serenade, and Cola didn't.
Of course, yes.
Oh boy, Stone Shadow finds a way. It could just be in Jabu at this point. That would be hilarious. Hilarious!
Yeah, we've got 3 stone dungeons. They've gone one, then the next.
Long shot on Baronade? I would shit myself in excitement if long shot was on Baronade.
Oh, interesting. Falcon is coming up to do this Silver Rupee room.
Oh, just a key.
That means child side's 2 checks, right?
Yes.
We've seen every key with that.
Does it?
Yeah, Cola had 0 left, but didn't do this room and didn't get the one on the hand. Cola... Oh no, Cola only used 2.
Yeah, Kona only used 2, so I think there's 1 key on Child's.
Yeah, never mind.
Ferraro's wind finally rearing its head up in shadow on Cola's side.
Little late, I'll be honest.
Yeah, fashionably late.
Not great.
It could
No,
have
I
showed
didn't.
up a little bit earlier. There's fashionably late and then there's fucking obnoxious. Shadow, bottom of the well can't be anything because of long shot logic, so... Basically, the end of Spirit Temple and the well are both out of logic as long, so not doing Twitter over is the smart play here. As there is the key on the right-hand side of the Colossus.
I assume Cfalcon's followed the logic to this point as well, and will know that, yeah, come out of this hand and have nothing left to do after that. And at that point, Cfalcon is in the position to cross where Cola wasn't.
But I think with the difference in terms of how far ahead they are, well, how far ahead Cola is from Cfalcon, I think Cola getting to GTG via the front way would still be a little faster than Cfalcon going backwards. So,
yeah. It's
basically,
more
Cola is relying on Cfalcon following their footsteps entirely till the end of the league.
right, yeah. It's more that, like, when Cola did Spirit, from Cola's position there, it was more efficient to go to Shadow than GTG. From Falcon's position, you warp once less, you get the checks in GTG, and then go to Shadow from there. It's... Cfalcon has a reasonable argument to go to GTG above Shadow here.
I think it is exactly what he's
And,
doing.
yeah, it does look it.
Din, light arrows were behind Ruto's lair, so there's no reason that anything else is behind Ruto's lair, if that makes sense. But then obviously, the way the hero might not have been pointing to lights, it could have just been pointing to Boomerang. Or Requiem. I'm not sure what I'd have done here. I think I might have taken the Jabu, but then I'm also an idiot, so... Alright, Cfalcon is going to G. We have our divergence at 2 hours and 46 minutes in.
I was going to say, I think the play you make here depends entirely on how far ahead or behind you feel. I think Kola at this point feels like he's played well enough to be at least slightly ahead, so he's just making the consistent, like, almost safe play in terms of check density and time commitment.
I don't think either of them are going to feel ahead because of two reasons. A, either runner could have chose Deep Fire, and B, getting 30 skulls without the hint is relatively easy to do. So you might have not needed to do Deep Fire to find that bow.
The flip side is that I think Deep Fire is... so if you're saying that, yeah, Deep Fire locked everything at this point pretty much, because it also had Strength 2 and Dins. So all of the plays we're talking about here require Deep Fire.
True, but nothing.
Also,
Strength and Dins haven't actually led to anything.
Right. But, like, well, at this point, if you don't have those and you're committing to not Deep Fire, then your play is Jabu and that's it.
I mean, that's all that's going to be left after GDG and Shadow's been cleared, really.
Right.
There's been orphan checks.
I don't think there's any orphan checks.
I think the other thing is, I don't think either player will feel like they're especially far ahead, but I also don't think either player will feel especially far behind, because Deep Fire in that position isn't the best of plays. And so it's reasonable to assume that both players are going to leave it fairly late, and they did. So that's kind of how it's played out.
Yeah, they're both essentially last location, that ball.
I think they'll both have a reasonable shout on, like, a pretty good read on this was easy to last location. It's going to come down to execution and little bits of, like, routing efficiency throughout. The thing being, it's really difficult to tell if you're ahead or behind on that, because you only generally have your own execution to compare against, and you have no idea what route the other person will have taken.
Let me see some gold gauntlets, baby.
I think specifically the way this is a close race is if it's in the, like, final chest in GTG. I think that is the way that this ends up closest. I think if it's in Jabu, they basically swap positions after this, and then they both just last location Jabu.
Well, if it's final chess in GTG, Cfalcon's going to get that in like 2 minutes.
But then Cola's already got the boss key in water, and so it's reasonable to then pull Cola back into it at that point. I think that's the way it ends up the closest.
Yeah,
Also,
I guess.
I think Cfalcon's best shot, for what it's worth.
Oh, it's definitely Cfalcon's best shot, 100%. I just think Cola, the rest of Shadow would take too long for Cola to catch up if it's in center chest here.
Yeah.
We're looking like maybe 3 or 4 minutes behind. Maybe longer.
And we do have every...
the third bomb bag, baby!
We do have every key for GTG now as well, so there's just 3 checks left.
Yep, we've got this one, the Scarecrow chest, and the center chest. I'll tell you what check is still left and has been orphaned. Adult shooting.
Oh god, the bows were so late.
No, I think Cfalcon got that.
Did Cfalcon do adult shooting gallery?
Oh wow.
Yes.
When the hell did they get a chance to do that?
After, but it was when he got Minuet from.
Oh, of course he went to
Oh,
buy the
fair
calculator. Yeah, that's true.
Slotted that one in.
We still haven't seen horseback archery though.
Oh yeah.
And Cfalcon's in GTG, ready to go and do it here.
Oh yeah, Goron tuning. Never buy a Goron tuning, folks. Alright, 1 chest left for Cfalcon. This honestly feels like their last chance to win.
I guess saying earlier.
Unless they go to Jabu after this. Which I really can't see happening.
I guess saying earlier about like the closest would be if it was the center of GTG. I had forgotten horseback archery at that point. If it's there, Cola probably does it on the way in, while Cfalcon does it on the way out. So that's probably the closest.
I'm not sure you do that on the way if you Cola.
You got to ride opponent over there.
It's a
Yeah, Cola hasn't opened the gate. He's got to ride opponent over there if he goes to GTG. So if you're already on opponent going in A,
that's a fair point. Alright, well, GTG was not the answer. We have horseback archery, and then I can see Cfalcon going into Shadow.
and Shadow has 4 checks left.
One of them we know about, because it's hinted, so 3.
No, it was the Forest Floormaster that had
No,
them.
it was both. We got Shadow Floormaster and Forest Floormaster.
No. The other sometimes hints were the Gerudo Valley Hammer, Colossus, DMC, and Burning Cack.
Was it? I swear we got both. Yeah, no, you are completely right.
But one of them is the key as well, so we know there's 3 things left in Shadow, and 2 on Horseback Archery here. And then they presumably just swap places.
Basically, they're both going to avoid going back as child as long as possible.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know what I want more. Do I want it in Jabu, or do I want my bet of Shadow Boss Key to come through? I mean,
You want it, Jabu, like every time.
but the bet.
Oh my god, 1960.
Oh,
Cfalcon!
bravo!
Goodness gracious, that's some strong sharpshooting there.
Nice.
Have a nut. I'd nut over that, so fair play.
I was about to make the comment, but then you did, so... I guess the other thing here is saying about, like, Cola has the Water Temple boss key. On the flip side, Cola hasn't done adult shooting, so there's another potential time sink if it's not in Shadow.
Oh, 1670. Pathetic.
Well, it's the last key on the boss key chest.
Gold gauntlets! Gold gauntlets! Let me see them gold gauntlets, baby!
Oh, no. If the other way of the hero hint, I swear to God, if it's Gerudo Fortress, if it's, you know, outside Ganon's castle, and we just never saw it and it was on Medigoron this whole time. Oh God, like, jeez. This started so well! This all started so goddamn well! It just got bloody out of control. Like, what the...
Fuck!
Oh my god! Holy shit, what a mess.
Oh,
Well, GG Cola. GG Cola. Oh my god.
Incredible.
Oh, we still my beating heart.
Almost as deep as you can go into Shadow when we find our long shot.
Oh, wow.
Stone Shadow finds a way.
Yep,
That was the Shadow Floormaster that
that
had
was the
that,
Floormaster.
Yeah.
Let's see, who do we have as a winner? I mean, invisible shadow chest. Like,
That's it. That's the one.
I mean, it's invisible maze, technically.
I guess
What else? What else?
Semantics.
Oh wait, no, Invisible Shadow.
No,
Chest.
to be fair,
That's the one in the like room,
there
right?
are
Yeah.
no, there's 2 extras that could be. So, also shout outs to Ganon having outside Ganon's Castle Fairy having double magic.
Cfalcon combat child.
Wait, so the first logical magic wasn't in GTG?
It was the GT. Yeah, it was the GTG one locked by Strength 2 for all of the keys in the Strength 2 room.
Well, no, because you could get that horseback archery one.
I guess yeah, you could get either.
Yeah, so neither of them are in any particular order. Well, there we go.
Yeah, but yeah, in terms of a playthrough, it would probably get the GTG one earlier.
I will probably have to unlock a spoiler, apparently. People probably want to know what the 5th way of the hero is.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, when both runners are finished, we can have a look.
If it's not Fire Temple, I'll be amazed.
Also, for what it's worth, I do think Cfalcon's play here makes perfect sense. He's assuming that, Shadow is a pretty reasonable play coming out of Ice Cavern. So he's gone to Spirit first, then GTG, then Child Spirit. It's playing not the best option that you think the other person's going to do, but doing the second best option.
Yeah, so there was absolutely nothing wrong with him playing some Cfalcon as well. So, his caller chose right, and especially at like the later part of the any race, I think that sort of decision making, is really, really. I mean, I think I view it as a gift because I certainly don't have it. That's for sure.
I was going to say, I think metagaming in 1v1s as well, like, people are, I think people are sometimes too quick to metagame and sometimes not quick enough to metagame. In this situation, I think the way Falcon played it made sense, and the seed lent itself quite nicely to it, because you got bottlenecked so hard on Deep Fire. You're going to both people have done that, and at that point, the play is to basically play efficient, but play one step behind the best play. Basically, you don't want to just do exactly what your opponent's going to do if you think you're slightly behind on execution or efficiency or whatever. You want to do the next thing down. You don't want to go the complete deep end and go, all right, drop everything and do this one-off really bad check.
That's right, especially in this scenario. Because I mean, from Cfalcon's perspective right now, his long shot could be anywhere. So seemingly, he's just avoiding Shadow and doing everything else.
To be fair, Cola won this the second that he baited us with the green rupee. So at this point, it's just been, when is Cola going to properly win? Because that was incredible. I need to ask him whether that.
Yeah, whether that was deliberate or it was a case of like, oh yeah, I don't need that.
Knowing Cola, I still 100% expect it to be deliberate.
I mean, at this particular junction, chat, if you've got any questions for our winners, if you want to drop them in, we'll see if we can slot them in. Long shot was Deep Shadow.
Yep.
Shadow
Floor
Floor.
Master, Chest of Shadow Temple. Also, shout outs to P Lifer, 12-month sub.
How does both of the runners' sanity feel after this thing?
I
Happy 3-hour mark, by the way, guys.
There are so many like terrible plays that people meme about and stuff, you know, like people always joke about how bottom of the well is usually a bad play, or how like Stone Shadow always finds a way and whatever. Deep Fire, like normally it's, you know, oh, everyone puts off Deep Fire and then it has your one item that bottlenecked you. This seed just took it to a whole other level. This wasn't one item that bottlenecked you. It was all three.
Yeah,
Or, arguably all three logically.
yeah, and that Din's was hard required. So, I mean, obviously at the time it looked baity as hell. So, fair
Right.
play.
The strength 2 logically locked magic. It wasn't actually required. But and then of course the actual like bow, which yeah, they could have got 30, but we don't know where the hints. Well, we know where one of the hints was. Late.
I think I'd see Falcon actually finding all 3 slingshots now. Yeah,
Oh wow!
Cola did not.
Taking bottle strats lying down today.
Yeah, if you climb up on the edge there, Ganon can reflect the light. If you take a step forwards after once he starts charging up the shot, then he doesn't reflect it. But if you're ready for it, you can just do what Cola did and
just did not waver in the face of that person right there.
2-cycle, not bad. No bigger on sword today. God knows what that one is.
come on, Cfalcon, show it us on Barony. At the end of all of this.
I somehow can't see Cfalcon making it to Barricade.
I don't know, with the 15-minute delay, there's a reasonable chance that Falcon just went to finish Jabu in the time just to see what was there.
Cola gotta go get his victory back.
But meanwhile, the real boss battle of the game is about to start on Cfalcon's screen. As a child, everyone's least favourite mini-boss.
And as an adult, it's still everyone's least favourite mini-boss.
I don't know what you're saying. The swag strat for this is amazing. I still can't remember who it was who posted that one originally, but I saw it, I was like, I'm doing this every time I do Jabu now, it's amazing. It's like stun it, shield grind across the spikes, and then like stab him from behind.
Oh, I agree with chat, Baronade is fun, but this Octorok, working out how to kill this fucker as a kid, not fun. But Cola about to get his last slash into Ganon. Just over the 3-hour mark, so definitely not a kind seed. But get your GGs in chat for Cola Osu. There's the finish. Hard luck to Cfalcon. Great race. That was a fantastic race. Really enjoyable.
I think my heart rate has finally come.
Alright, now we just hope that we can get these guys in for an interview.
Indeed, indeed. Let me see here. Okay. Cola agreed. Cfalcon has not finished yet.
Okay, Cfalcon keeping going.
Yeah, he's keeping going, so we will.
That's fine.
So we
That's
keep
absolutely
that.
fine.
So that you're aware, Cfalcon will not join the interview quite yet until he either finished or forfeited, because obvious. So let's pull in Cola.
Do we have a Cola?
Apparently not quite yet.
Cola, are you there?
Also, I guess Cfalcon might have,
Oh, I knew why it didn't work. I had to talk.
Oh, there he is.
Hey, there we go.
Hey.
GG, Cola.
GG.
Thank you very much.
So, go on, Levi, after you.
So, how's about that fire temple?
I can't believe there wasn't a way to do for that. Like, really.
So, Borbs, Silvers, and Dins. And obviously, at the time, I suspected that the Dins was going to be baity as hell. So, but I mean, how many checks did you actually have on your tracker in Logic at that point when you got that book? Do you know?
Like 4 or 5, I think.
Yeah, it really wasn't many. You were definitely down to single digits, sort of before Fire Temple there.
I had like chickens, 30 skulls, and I don't know if I had much.
I think the only other thing we realized was the vanilla bow chest.
Oh yeah.
Which
no.
which was being last location so hard.
Of course. I
no
was
one
not
remember
gonna
that. So yeah, Cola, explain to me your sort of thought process when you picked up Ruto's letter from Bones.
I was kind of wondering, like, Ice Cavern was, of course, the first thought, but I found the lens afterwards in Forest Temple, so I checked out if that had something instead. But it didn't turn out to have anything, so yeah. And then I just went to Ice. Found my light arrows there, so I knew that it couldn't be all dungeons anymore, because Spirit Temple was long shot locked.
Chat has a question for you, and I feel like we were mostly praising you for it, and chat was mostly attacking you for it.
Well, I wasn't, but...
Did you forget that Big Goron had the green rupee, or was the bait intentional?
That was absolutely intentional.
Excellent. Heroic. You're the man of my dream.
Like, I had to meme once I knew where that thing was, so I had to go and bait.
I mean, I was calling you a people's champion until you pulled that maneuver off. So.
At which point I think I was.
Yeah. The attitude switched. But nice. Fair play. Nicely done.
So your next opponent going forward is going to be the loser of What the Hell's vs. Engineer.
Oh yeah.
Any thoughts on it? Anyone you'd rather face out of the two?
I don't know. They are both really strong opponents. I guess last season I beat Engineer already, so I can do the reap.
Gotta watch out for Engineer, like out for revenge on this one.
Yeah.
So
well, every race at this point is just going to be super difficult, especially now we're entering round 3 and beyond of losers, and the winners bracket is already in sort of round 3, 4, 5 territory. So getting close to the end at this point.
Yeah, I mean, at the stage where I'm at, there's basically best 12 players.
Yeah, I mean, there doesn't seem to be any easy matchups coming up for anyone, I don't think, so... It's gonna be really,
nobody
really
is easy to play in this bracket at all.
So, you guys able? Because Cfalcon did in the end. Well, guys, we are obviously 15 minutes in the future. We like on a 15-minute delay, so we already know that Cfalcon sadly forfeited this match in the end. And he's ready to join us for an interview.
Nice.
Awesome.
Excellent.
So we get him in here. We're gonna switch to the interview screen. And in the background, I'm gonna pull up the seed and get the last way of the hero.
Perfect.
Excellent.
Hello.
Hey, GG, Falcon. GG.
Jeez.
Hey,
Yeah,
what's going on,
GG.
guys?
Falcon, unlucky on the loss there. That was honestly, that was such a blast to commentate. That went from horribly dry, linear sea to just a pure explosion of deep fire and beyond.
Oh, no kidding. I was starting to wonder if the seed actually had a bow in it anywhere. and then it kind of occurred to me at one point when I was gonna when I got like locked out by Volvagia, I was like, you know, there's a good chance Volvagia drops a key and I should just go back in. And sure enough, there was a bow up there. Apparently there was also a bow on 30 skulls, but I didn't know that until after I had the bow from fire, so...
Oh my god, that was the scariest thing ever, reading the 30 skull hint.
Yeah, for what it's worth, like, you two are in fire at the same time. Like, Cola was very slightly ahead going into deep fire at that point. But by that point, outside of fire, the only checks that were left were 30 skulls and the vanilla bow chest. We'd seen everything else.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I mean... Yeah, it just took me forever to get to the bow. Although, that's not what I think actually caused me problems in the race. There's a much bigger problem I had. And even though the stream's on delay, I will tell you all that I found it minutes ago. And I'm really not happy.
For what it's worth, we were saying that we thought you were making pretty much the right play at that point from our perspective, because Cola had been slightly ahead, basically entering fire, and you'd pretty much followed the same route from that point on until after leaving Spirit, at which point you'd crossed the desert earlier, so the gate was open. Cola had dipped forest earlier than you had, so that was kind of the difference there, which meant that you crossed over to GTG while Cola went into Shadow immediately. And from that point on, you just never... from where we were sat, Cola was very slightly ahead of you at all steps. So ignoring Shadow and doing kind of the next thing and then the next thing made sense.
Uh-oh. Oh boy.
Did it get to the part where I bombed for or something? Because I definitely did that.
Nobody checked the Medigoron hint, by the way.
First of all, let me see what the Medigoron hint is. It's the Burning Kak hint. So,
Okay.
Burning Kakariko. So it's not Medigoron. The other 30 skull hint, first of all, is in the Hyrule Castle Storm's Grotto.
Yeah, never got
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's nice. That's nice when the other one that we found was locked behind.
And
was locked
now-
behind the bow.
The last way of the hero. I'm not gonna reveal it quite yet which dungeon it is, but it is a dungeon.
Oh,
The Hammer Grotto in Hyrule Field has it.
of course.
Mhm.
And now the one that actually surprises me. Lost Woods Bridge.
I knew nobody checked that.
Oh,
I said
yeah.
nobody
Oh,
would check it.
I got Lost Woods Bear in early adult.
Both of you didn't got the Lost Woods Bridge in, and it is Shadow Temple is on the way of the hero.
Oh,
Wow.
Oh, wow.
that
Fuck.
would help.
Well,
that
could
spells out the whole
definitely
scene.
saved me the spook.
yeah, that. Well, that would have saved it. That would have saved me about 30, because I took Ruto's letter being way the hero a little too literal. I took it to mean Boomerang and also possibly Requiem.
yeah. I mean, we
So I
threw...
checked- I followed both of those instead of just going to Shadow.
Yeah, to be fair, Cola did the same thing. Cola went to Spirit as soon as Ice was finished.
Yeah, it was just my guess what you would do, so
Yeah.
I wanted to do the same thing that you did. Apparently, you went to GTG and not to Shadow afterwards, which I thought you could go to Shadow.
Yeah, I mean, the only good thing, honestly, about finding the lighter in Ice Cavern was because, okay, I hope I'm not getting it mixed up with the seed I played earlier in the day. There was a hint that there was a small key on the knowledge chest, right? So I
Yeah.
knew it wasn't AD for long, because it couldn't be. So that took Song of Storms out of it, thankfully, because that made me nervous for the whole damn seed.
Yeah, not surprised. Not surprised. Especially with light arrows being so deep. Like, it could have easily been light arrows in bottom of the well or something like that. No shadow of a doubt. I was actually concerned because we knew Zora River was way of the hero, and when Cola was going up the river and not finding anything, we're like, oh my god, frogs in the rain, it's way of the hero, and then Hookshot ended up being up a river.
I closed my eyes before I got to the top, and I looked at it, and I'm like, all right, I don't care what it is, let it be an item, because if it isn't, I know what this means already. And then thankfully the hookshot's like, all right, cool. I guess we're not going there today.
Cola, question for you, Cola. So there were points in this seed that looked like you, despite the sort of lack of information, you weren't really prioritizing grabbing hints. Is there a reason you were just like ignoring semi-accessible hint stones at this stage?
I mean, I didn't have that much left in logic, so why would I go out of my way for hints if I can just do the 4 checks that I have in logic?
No,
But
that's fair.
when
Because
I know
I think
there's something.
the one that sort of I had focused on the most was that you didn't check the hint stone near the lab in Lake Hylia, which said Lake Hylia was Way of the Hero, ironically enough. And it just seemed,
Way of the Hero.
yeah, it just seemed that you were sort of avoid just because there was, I think, like up to 2 hours in, we only had 2 of the 5 Way of the Hero hints.
Yeah,
So
I barely found any of them.
Yeah, they were really lacking this seed. So I was just curious as to whether you were sort of leaving on purpose, if you felt confident enough that you didn't need them.
Yeah,
what was the thinking there?
We were discussing it when you went to Garuda Valley. You did the 2 checks there and then reset back to GTG, and we were talking about, potentially going in to grab one or all of the hints in Hylia along the way.
I could have done that when I did Child Lake Hylia, I guess, but at that point I had so little left in logic that it didn't really matter.
Fair enough, yeah. Yes. Until it turned out, Shadow and... Oh, God. I can't believe there was a hint for Shadow.
Yeah, to be fair, Levi, I think really early. I'm not sure anyone checked that hint, or was it you, Yoshi?
I think, yeah, I remember asking, I was like...
Yeah, well, because we were like, well, we haven't got any hints. God knows, because we were trying to work out the 30 Skulls hint. And we were like, no, we haven't seen it, we don't have any hints left. And Yoshi was like, I'm fairly sure they didn't check the one in Lost Woods. And yeah, lo and behold, Shadow Temple, Way of the Hero. What a horrible hint to miss for the pair of you. But yeah, as I say, it's just really linear, and then it just absolutely went wild because it was looking like Cola just had that 2.5 minute edge on Falcon for like maybe the last hour or so. And when we found Letter, we were like, well, never mind, everything's open now because it could be anything could be anywhere. There's now like 6 dungeons to go into. There's like 40 more checks in logic. This is really gonna.
I mean, we said that as a joke. Like, wouldn't it be really funny if we had a big pause? And then it obviously just exploded. That just being Way of the Hero. It's like, oh well, okay, we've got a rest now.
But that's usually how these seeds go. Like, you get a very linear path up to a point, and then suddenly everything is open. And you gotta make a choice, and...
It did seem like it was going to be a really, essentially a jet seed at one point. Like, the medallion layout was pretty nice, the items were kind of rolling in relatively well, and then just stopped. After the hook shot, nothing other than fire arrows on Death Mountain Trail or something like that. Like, now you're not getting any more items for ages. I think you both had your second medallion in 7 minutes, and then you didn't have your 4th medallion until 2 hours.
Oh yeah, I felt really bad after reading the medallions after doing a 40-minute child segment at the start, because that could have cost me the game if it was a jet.
Yeah, that early DC, because that was what you did, Falcon. That was, I guess, the first real divergence, and honestly,
that would have been great if DC actually had anything in it.
Yeah, DC was essentially trash.
There could have been a DC Baron hit, but no, the game decided fucking Ganon's Castle's a dungeon hint, which is always a great sign of a great seed.
Right.
As soon as I saw that, I'm like, it's one of those seeds.
Yeah, Haunted Wasteland and Ganon's Castle.
Yeah, these foolish hints kind of sucked, actually.
Yeah. I guess when you're both last locationing fire, it kind of doesn't matter what you do in the early game because you both end up just going over each other's tracks anyway.
I suppose if you're a bottleneck like that, it doesn't really matter, but...
Well, yeah, and I don't... As much as I love going to GTG, going there without a bow and strength 2, not gonna rush that right away. It's even more insulting, too, the fact that I went there without the bow, came back later to do horseback archery, and found a strength on 1500. It's like, really? Should tell me if I just had a bow the first time here, I could have full cleared this in one shot. It's like, thanks, game. Thanks.
Seed was rude. That's for sure.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, though, I thought I just played the way I wanted to. It just didn't work out. The only thing I was legitimately mad about was the one arrow I missed on horseback archery and didn't get 2,000. I was so pissed when that arrow missed. But other than that,
Nah, honestly, like, yeah, we said the whole way through, just like, this has been a really, really close race. Like, we couldn't pinpoint them. I guess the one big difference, pretty much the entire difference before, you know, the Shadow GTG split, was that you did chickens. That was about it. Like, otherwise, it was a pretty much neck and neck race throughout.
Yeah, chickens is about the only thing I skipped in the sea.
I don't remember what chickens had, honestly. I don't remember when I did it, actually.
It was just sub 1 hour, actually.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
Well,
because we had a bet in chat over if you'd actually get it before the 1 hour mark.
Oh,
I think you had 27 seconds to spare. I think.
Yeah. All right.
Any
Well,
more
I think
questions?
that's about all we got.
Yeah.
Just great race, guys. Really well done. The execution was strong. Really entertaining cast, you both. Thanks you for the memes, Cola. Appreciated the green rupee hate.
No problem.
Although I will throw out an apology. Of if you watch back the race, you will see me call you out really hard for failing the Deku Tree hint skip.
No, that's fine. I felt really bad.
I literally was like, right, are we gonna see Cola show off the perfect first time Deku Tree? Nope. Never mind. Immediately falls off.
I told you, you cursed him, Trim.
Yeah.
Trim.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, Jim's fault.
Cost me 15 minutes in the past.
Never stood a chance.
Shout outs to today's trackers, T-Ris and Purple. Very, very well done to you guys. Obviously follow the runners. Thank you for my fellow comms team. We had a blast.
Yeah, thank you. This was great.
The most British of commentary you'll ever likely to get.
Solid lineup. Solid.
Was a fun listening to you guys. But also, what else do we have tonight? Tonight, and I mean tonight at 11:59 p.m. Eastern, or like basically midnight, we have a Z2R Max Render tournament.
Wait, was that actually scheduled for 11:59?
Yes, I'm not kidding.
I was about to ask that. I think y'all will be in trouble. Something that one.
It is actually scheduled for 11:59 p.m.
Not a minute later.
Why?
Maybe to stop confusion about is it now Tuesday, is it Monday, probably.
Then do that by like an hour, not by 60 seconds.
They just forget what AM and PM means.
Alright guys, I've got a great plan. Let's not get confused between days. Let's just do it at 11:59.
Yeah, let's just confuse everybody why it's scheduled at 11:59 then.
That actually makes perfect sense to me. I don't see the problem.
It is this thing. Also, speaking of time zones, next week US. I think this Sunday US gets the summertime. Be aware if you schedule your next matches. And tomorrow, we do have another Ocarina of Time randomizer match between What the Hell Has Happened and Engineer.
I actually can't wait for that match.
Cola's gonna be watching close.
It will be at 7 p.m. Eastern. It will be hype, for sure.
That's gonna be a lot of fun.
Indeed. But from my side, I want to give you all a huge thanks to the comm team, to the runners, to the trackers. Because without you guys, this restream wouldn't have happened.
You're very welcome.
Yeah, GG's everyone.
Yeah, GG. Thank you to the runners. Been an absolutely phenomenal match. Thank you.
Also, I just want to throw this little fun fact tidbit out to you. The Challenge Cup race that was happening just before this started was a Zelda's Lullaby-less seed.
Oh, did it actually happen? Oh,
It happened.
Oh, wow.
Amazing.
No ZL required.
I saw that water locked it. I didn't see much more. That's... Oh, wow.
Thought I'd throw that out there.
So we not holding up the our runners anymore. I think they have another restream to attend. I'm not sure if Necro wants them for interview. I think Necro is restreaming this, correct?
No idea.
Yeah, he is according to my
Yes, yes,
sources.
yes.
Cool. Well, we shall release them.
In that case, thank you all for watching. Have a great rest of the night and goodbye.
Good night, everyone.
Night,
Take
all.
care, everyone.